Bell runner coming in early, buddy. You guys ready for the strikes in Iran? Thank you, Saint Anubis, for the resubscription on the streak. Yeah, man, appreciate it. Oh yeah, Twitch alone probably pays a lot, Bill. Just the recurring subscriptions is a few $100. So yeah, thank you guys. So is Liam in a club or it's school? I don't know. You're gonna have to give me more context there. Liam's in school, yeah, he's in high school. A freshman. Fucking cold, dude. Kids are on virtual learning, and it snowed, but it didn't really stick. But it did make some roads. Like, there's so many like one-lane back roads where I live because it's such a small town that the buses have to run on. And basically, if we get any type of weather, they go ahead and close school because of those roads. But the main roads are all clear. It's just fucking cold, dude. The office right now is still only at 58. I don't have normal heat here. I just have a space heater because the deposit to turn on the gas for this place was ridiculous. But the space heater's warming up eventually. I sit in a little warm bubble here. I think because the only reason the gas deposit was so big is because it's considered commercial property. It's an office building. Because my fucking gas deposit at my house the last time we had gas was like $30. I want to say it was like $700 or $800 at the time when I was trying to pay first month's rent plus the deposit plus move in plus do all that. It is. It's not a club. It's through the school. The drama teacher helps, but it's not really drama. And then 2 local lawyers and a judge helps to put it on. But it doesn't really fit into like a team. I guess it's a team. The same way like a basketball team isn't like a club, right? You don't have a basketball class. But it's not a club like everybody goes to fucking, Key Club and we donate our time to volunteer in town either. It's weird. They actually just did, I told you all about that. On Sunday, yesterday they did a fundraiser. I thought at first it was for like their expenses to go to Nashville, but it wasn't. It was for someone that graduated last year, which is incredibly young. She's like 18, 19 years old. She ended up with cancer, and the fundraiser was for medical expenses. So. I didn't know about that, but I'm not complaining. Much time's left? 10 seconds. All right, I'm gonna start firing up Facebook here because it takes a minute to do the thing. Also, when we end the show, tonight, remind me that I've got a thing. I've got a new plugin that rolls credits, and it names everybody that donated, and then it names everybody that participated in the chat or whatever, and we can roll credits at the end of the show. I set that up like a week or two ago and just been forgetting to use it. It'll be on this screen when we're doing the outro music, but I can roll credits of everybody. I think that'll be a nice touch, especially if people donate, and then they can be like, oh, well, at least somebody noticed, I guess. You fucking lazy bones just sitting around chatting and watching for free. I don't know what you guys get, but just like to sit around and torment me. Similar by me, back roads get fucked. Yeah. I live in a town where I think there's a sign in town. I think it says like 8,000 people or something is the population of our town. I mean, it's pretty small. There's actually some in-town drama going on Facebook. It was all over like a misunderstanding, but it's been interesting to watch. And bad time to be a drug dealer in my hometown because it's election season. My personal opinion is like when it's not an election year, we hear about one drug bust like every, I don't know, few months, right? Because I live in like Tweaker Town, right? There's a bunch of meth heads here, a bunch of people I went to school with, a bunch of people I did drugs with get busted. But when it's an election year, there's like several, like today, there was like 3 drug busts today. It's wild. I think that's pretty fucked up and manipulative, but they just ought to do the drug bust when they get the drug bust, not for election reasoning, but whatever. All right, let's roll intro.
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show. Ninja. Enjoy it.
Oh, shit.
As you can. There's a lot of weird things
I want
that go
best
on,
boy credit title.
Hold
on, I'll show you what it looks
from
like.
The realm of Linda Bindaland. So,
let this finish.
Enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
So basically, the credit thing is a browser extension that runs in the background. And then when I finish the show, so when I go back to this scene, if I refresh this, it was starting to do it and I turned it off. So stream donors, Bell Runner, $5 from YouTube. And then it'll go to stream participants, which is everybody in chat. I don't know if it's in any order, but it runs in the background and keeps that continually going. And then when I finish the stream, I just hit refresh and it'll start a new one for the next one. But it's pretty cool. Oh, we don't want to see that again. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm Will Bird. This is the Cold Beer Confessional. Welcome, welcome. We were just talking about my little town, and you guys want to hear about the drama that went on? Let me see if I can describe small town drama to you. So currently, hold on. Yep, let's break it out. We're going to have to do it. Where's the fucking notepad? Okay, here we go. Small town police drama. All right, so currently we have an election going on for sheriff. Let's just draw a badge. Sheriff of Unicoi County, UC, okay? The current sheriff is a guy named Hensley. Sheriff, never had any issues with him, not saying anything bad about him, but that's our current sheriff, okay? Hensley has been the sheriff for, a long time. I don't know. 12 years, let's say. And he's an older guy. He's getting up there in age. I understand why he's not running again, even though he would probably win again, because it seems like in this town, once you get into power, you just stay in power. I don't think people like change, I think is the issue. Unless something like goes wild, we typically just like to keep the same. Like the last sheriff we had, stole a bunch of shit, fucked a bunch of people over, impounded a car, then gave it to his mom, stole a bunch of people's guns, all got busted for all of this. And they were still trying to elect that motherfucker. They had to drag him away and say he couldn't run. And now he does something else political. It's wild, but okay. That's not Hensley. That was the one before him. Hensley has a chief deputy. So he has a CD, a chief deputy that has been his chief deputy for, let's say, I don't know, I'm making up these numbers, but they're probably close, for the last 10 years of his career. That guy's name is Frankie Rogers. Frankie Rogers has a lot of people that like him, right? He also has a lot of people that hate him. Okay, but he's got the backing of Hensley, right? He was his chief deputy. Now, the other guy who's running is a guy that has been a cop for 20 plus years, but not a whole lot of people have heard about him, okay? 20 plus years EXP. Not a lot of people have heard his name, but to me, that means he's doing a good job. Like, if he's been a cop for 20 years and I've never heard about him beating the hell out of somebody or arresting somebody illegal or getting the county sued or, people talking about how crooked he is. Like, if I've never heard his name and he's been a cop in this area for 20 years, holy shit. That's got to be a good thing. But his name is Bobby Rutherford. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I'm biased. Though my dad is was real good friends with the current sheriff, Bobby Rutherford was his guy. When he was a cop, he had a daughter that was my middle sister's age. The sister that's just like 3 years older than me. He had a daughter. They played ball together. My dad is a big fan of Bobby Rutherford. Okay, so I'm biased. Frankie Rogers, when I was in high school and doing drugs, nobody liked Frankie Rogers. The rumor was that he was crooked and that he's framing people, he's following people around, blah, blah, blah. But that was when I was doing drugs. I had a demented mentality towards the police. Anyways, we live in Unicoi County. So, Unicoi County High School is our high school, UCHS, okay? And they were playing a basketball game, okay? Basketball. I think there's one this way too. Now, at this basketball game, give me just a second. At this basketball game, it's a home game. They have sponsors, okay? They have like this LED like rolling sponsorship board thing, and businesses use it, whatever. All that stuff happens, right? It's sponsorships. I'll show you kind of a picture of the board. Yeah, if you see down here at the bottom, this is the board, right? There you go. And there's the program they hand out. And that says elect Frank Rogers. Okay, it is the Blue Devils. Elect Frank Rogers. Okay. That's not where all the issues come from. So, Frank Rogers decided to run an ad at the ball game. Fine. Someone that is not affiliated in any way, shape, or form with Bobby Rutherford or his campaign saw that Frank Rogers was running this ad and contacted the school and said, hey, could we run an ad for the other candidate? And they said, absolutely. Yes, you can. 100%. You can run an ad for the other candidate. We don't get into politics. We run ads for any business or anybody running for office. We don't show favoritism. The only thing we don't advertise is alcohol, vapes, tobacco, sex, shit like that. Anything that's not appropriate for a high school. But as far as politics, whoever pays gets the ad. We don't show favoritism. It's not like we're not going to run their ad. And they sent this person that is not associated with either campaign, they sent them a letter or an email that had the rates and shit like that on it, right? Here's what you need to fill out. We need a picture this size, and this is how much it costs. Now, they never heard from the Bobby Rutherford campaign, is what the school says. They just heard from this person. So then we've got this Facebook page that is not ran by anybody important. It's just a random person. Started this Facebook page called Unicoi County News and Alerts. These pages have been popping up like crazy recently. I don't know if you guys Facebook is having this resurgence of people who want news, like local news. So there's like Scanner Food, and there's UC News, and there's Irwin News, and there's Unicoi County News, there's Carter County News. There's all these. One of them that's pretty big that was started back last year, I believe, is called Unicoi County News and Alerts, and they post this. Okay, so it's been brought to our attention that Frank Rogers, a candidate for sheriff, has been campaigning through the basketball programs at the high school. That's a true and fair statement. He has. He paid for an ad for the high school. That's campaigning through the... Okay, that's a true statement. It gets worse. The next sentence says, if you look at the lineup of players, you will see that his campaign manager, a guy named Mickey Hatcher, his grandson is one of the players on the team. What does that have to do with anything? I told Liam, I was like, you know how mad I would be if someone had some shit to talk about me and they called you out to say it? You know what I mean? But anyways, that has nothing to do with it. But we now know that Frankie Rogers' campaign manager's grandson is on the team. This person says, we reached out to Bobby Rutherford's campaign over here, this campaign, and we reached out to Bobby Rutherford's campaign and was advised that they were never contacted to also advertise at Unicoi County High School basketball events. Now, that's also a true statement. This campaign was never solicited to advertise, but neither was this one, okay? The school doesn't go out and call people and say, hey, do you want to advertise? You know what I mean? Do you want to advertise? They don't do that. They just wait for advertisers to come to them. So, yes, it is a true statement that Bobby's campaign. So someone called Bobby Rutherford's campaign and said, hello, has the high school contacted you and asked you if you'd like to advertise? He said no, which is a true statement, right? They don't do that. But they're making it seem like as if they did reach out to the other campaign, which isn't true either. They don't reach out to anybody. Then it says, they were never contacted to also advertise at Unicoi County High School basketball events. Seems sketchy to us. I wonder if Frank even paid for that advertising. What? What would lead you to think that he didn't pay? So you think because his campaign manager's grandson is a player on the team that the high school that sells this advertising for hundreds of dollars, I'm sure, right, for a game, at least hundreds of dollars, is just going to give it to him because the campaign manager's grandson is a member of the team? They say, I wonder if Frank even paid for the advertising. We are guessing he will say he did, but he didn't. But we doubt it. Regardless, shame on Unicoi County High School and the Unicoi County Board of Education for allowing one candidate to use the school's platform to campaign and not offering the other to do so also. I will say this. If for some reason the school wanted to advertise for one candidate free, I think they should offer it to the other candidate. But if one candidate inquires and pays and the other candidate doesn't, the fuck does it matter? But they're trying to set up a fight. So then they go on to say, this is the crap we are calling out. Crooked politics and crooked politicians. Save our county and vote for Bobby Rutherford, which honestly, this makes Bobby look really bad, and Bobby had nothing to do with it. It almost feels like this was like some reverse psychology shit. Like maybe somebody that likes Frankie Rogers did this to make Bobby look bad, but whatever. This type of crap we're calling out. Crooked politics, crooked politicians, save our county and vote for Bobby Rutherford as sheriff. Yes, this page has officially endorsed Bobby. Like it or not, we don't care. Boom. So then the school responds. And the school says, this is from Unicoi County High School. The school says, we would like to address a post that was made recently by Unicoi County News and Alerts regarding advertising at our basketball games. The post is completely inaccurate and quite frankly an intentional lie. Our advertising is open to potential sponsors in the community, as well as any candidates. We do not approach candidates. We do not seek out candidates to advertise, but they do have the opportunity. The only business we do not advertise, generally, are those which sell products we do not feel can advertise in a school setting. That's the tobacco, alcohol, stuff like that, firearms. On Thursday, January 15th, high school coach Simmons spoke to a person who we will not identify at this time, which means they have their information, but they're not going to identify them yet. Who will not identify at this time, who inquired about purchasing an ad for Bobby Rutherford. Coach Simmons offered a reduced rate since the season's already in progress. He then emailed a sponsorship form to this individual. We never got a response from this person, Mr. Rutherford, or his campaign. Also, Mr. Rogers' ad was paid for in full, not free. So we ran the ad and the game sponsorship, just like we would have if Mr. Rutherford had paid for an ad as well. Listen, to mention and target one of our students is uncalled for, to say the least. It seems interesting to us that this page will post our students' names, and yet we don't know the name of the page administrator mentioned in their retraction. Everything alleged in this post last night is false and very disappointing. We are not corrupt and playing politics. We are raising money for our student athletes. If you wanted to donate, then you had the opportunity to buy an ad. And to be transparent, we have not spoken to Mr. Rutherford concerning this matter or Mr. Rogers. And we're not saying Mr. Rutherford or his campaign were responsible for the post. As I mentioned before, the author did not provide their name. Our high school uses ads to raise money. Sometimes political candidates buy them and in turn support our teams. We appreciate that very much. We offer to all candidates, but to suggest that our school in any ways was playing favorites is completely untrue. If you have questions or concerns, feel free to reach out. You will know who wrote this post and how to contact me. Chris Belger, principal, Unicoi County High School, and then he includes his email. That was kind of salty, huh? But then we get this, a retraction from Unicoi County News and Alerts. It says, we would like to take a moment to address the school campaign content that was posted last night. Our intention was not to criticize the school system, and we apologize for any offenses caused. The mention of a specific player was not meant to target any student or child through our platform. The administrator responsible for the post has been addressed. That's all we hear. Has been addressed. And we assure that students will only be mentioned in positively moving forward. The post in question will be removed out of respect for the school and the student mentioned. Thank you. It is pretty low to go for a fucking student, right? So then Bobby Rutherford has to come out and try to save face, because even though his campaign had nothing to do with this, it looks bad on him, right? It looks like his people that support his campaign are like calling out kids and shit. So he has to come out and say, I would like to clear the air on this overnight controversial subject to the Unicoi News and Alerts. My campaign was asked if the school system contacted us for advertisement during the games at the high school. The answer was a no. We answer everyone who has questions or concerns because being honest and transparent is what my campaign is built on. I will also add, we never looked into this sponsorship either, due to the fact that our budget wouldn't allow it because most of it is out of pocket. In no way do I condone the attack on Unicoi County school systems. As I've made very clear, I support the school system. I only want my campaign to be positive. I am running for sheriff to make our community stronger and safer. I will always be thankful for any support I receive, but it is important to know that if it is not posted on this page, it is not coming from me. Thank you all for the continued support. So all because someone started a fucking rumor, it almost makes me think, again, like it's like reverse psychology shit. You know what I mean? Like, what if this campaign started this rumor knowing it wasn't true and knowing that it would fall back? I don't know. It's weird. Oh, I'm sorry. He has 30 plus years of law enforcement experience. Bobby Rutherford. Elect Bobby Rutherford for Unicoi County Sheriff. A legacy of dedicated service, God-driven values with over 3 decades of law enforcement experience. Unwavering commitment to upholding justice and principles of respect, honesty, fairness, trust. Well, yeah, hell. I'm over 30, right? I am 37. And ever since I ever remember knowing Bobby, and I've known him since I was a fucking kid, he's been a cop. So yeah, I guess it is over 30 years. It's crazy. Anyways, a lot going on. I have from inside sources been told this election happens in April, okay? I've been told from inside sources, inside, they know how the sausage is made type people that claim that it's all going to be fine and dandy and getting along and we're all friends here until about a week, maybe 10 days before the election hits. And then we're going to see some mudslinging. I don't know. We're trying to have a good clean race here. We just have to wait and see how it turns out. Anyways, that's what's going on in small towns around America right now. Sometimes I love living in a small town, and sometimes I fucking hate it. When I was a kid, there's just nothing for kids to do. That's why I turned to drugs and partying and drinking and driving around and getting in wrecks and fights, and it just, I don't know. There's just nothing fun to do. We had a bowling alley once, and the roof caved in on it. Then we had a movie theater, and the roof caved in on it. That's kind of weird. But, like, being in a small town, there's just nothing for young people. Like, now, I'm like, leave me the fuck alone. I'll just sit on my goddamn couch. Nobody talk to me. Nobody touch me. I feel amazing. But when you're fucking 18, 19, 20, that's not what you want to do, right? You want to go sow some oats. Sow some oats. There's no oat sowing here. Try that in a small town. All right. What we got? I take everything Ryan McBeth says with a grain of salt because he has decided to tote a lot of water for the Trump administration. But smotes, right? That's right. So them smotes. Anyways, he decided to tote a lot of water for the Trump administration, give them a lot of grace, say a lot of fucking stupid shit about Alex Preddy, about how his gun was customized so there's no way he carries it every day. I don't know where the fuck he got that from. But when he's talking about military stuff, he's usually pretty accurate. And one thing you can watch with him, when he's in a nondescript location that he will not tell you where he's at, we are on the verge of missile strikes. That's what he does, okay? He finds bad guys and makes target packages and sends them to our guys who make the decision to fire or not. So when he's in a nondescript, undisclosed location in a hotel room, we're very close to international strikes abroad. And that's what's going on in this video I'd draw your attention to. This is not his house. This is not his background. This is not his typical thing. He is somewhere at work. And his work is literally target packages for drone strikes. Oh, shit. You guys don't have audio. I'm an idiot. Sorry, I was looking at a fucking text somebody sent me.
Does Iran have the kind of hypersonic missiles that could sink a U.S. aircraft carrier? Well, former CIA agent John Kiriakou seems to think so. And you may have seen this gentleman recently. He's been popping up on podcasts like Joe Rogan and Danny Jones. Let me show you what he said first, and then we'll kind of unpack it. And by the way, yes, I'm in a hotel room right now in an undisclosed location.
I sometimes can get like tips about ground operations from some people I know. But I have no contacts in like, hey, there's going to be a drone strike. You know what I'm saying?
So you can have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen next with Iran.
I was talking to Colonel Doug McGregor a few days ago about Iran's hypersonic missiles. And I said, Doug, I'm not a military guy. I don't know the details of these programs. Can an aircraft carrier defend itself from a hypersonic missile? And he said, no, there's no defense from a hypersonic missile. Well, the Iranians have hypersonics. The Chinese and the Russians gave them the technology and they developed it internally, domestically. An aircraft carrier is the size of a...
This guy has some really, really good stories, if you want to listen to him for stories. And he did go to jail for the CIA basically a torture program, saying that he released state secrets, to a reporter, blah, blah, blah. But what you got to think about with this guy is paid by Russia. He's very, very friendly with Russia and Russia's allies.
It has 25,000 sailors on it. Can you imagine if
I do like John Carricou's stories, though.
Those things, or even just damaged it to the point where it would have to be towed into port for 2 years worth of repairs? I just see nothing good coming of an armed conflict with Iran. And I will say, and this may be a fault of mine, but I'm an eternal optimist. I will say that both the White House and the Iranians last week said, after the first round of indirect talks in Muscat, that progress was made.
Couple of things to start. John Kiriakou is known as a CIA whistleblower who exposed the CIA's torture program in 2007. He later leaked some classified information to a journalist, and in 2012, he pled guilty under a plea deal and served like 2 years in federal prison.
Now, if you listen to his version of the story, he basically just made an enemy. He did talk to a reporter, but he shouldn't have been. None of this should have happened, and he took the plea deal just because they were going to throw everything at him.
He was essentially unemployable, couldn't get a job at McDonald's or even for Uber. And when you have 5 kids and not a lot of employment prospects, you take work where you can get it. And one of those places is with Russia. So now he hosts a radio show and a column on the Russian-affiliated Sputnik International. So just kind of keep that in mind whenever John Kiriakou speaks.
I was talking to Colonel Doug McGregor a few days ago about Iran's hypersonic missiles. And I said, Doug, I'm not a military guy. I don't know the details of these programs.
Now, John Kiriakou admits that he is not a military guy in this video, so he spoke with someone who was. And the person he spoke with is kind of unique. That would be former U.S. Army Colonel Douglas McGregor. Now, if that name sounds familiar,
Douglas McGregor, also a Russian asset.
Colonel Douglas McGregor has kind of made a name for himself on the pro-Russian podcast circuit. He was once a genuine U.S. armor officer. He participated as the S3 or operations officer.
Douglas McGregor was quoted by a bunch of the Q-tards at one time. I forget what he said, but it was something they fucking loved it.
During the famous battle of...
Ate that shit up.
During Operation Desert Storm. But since then, he has developed an affinity, you could say, toward Russia. In fact, one of my very first disinformation videos covered an appearance on entertainer Tucker Carlson's podcast where Colonel McGregor had gems like this one.
How do you get across these vast oceans, the Atlantic and the Pacific, when your opponents have submarine fleets?
Now, I'm not sure if the good colonel is aware.
How do we get across the ocean when their opponents have submarine? Couldn't you just say the exact same thing to them?
That Russian submarines barely leave port. They're usually inside bastions inside the Kara Sea area, protecting some of their ballistic missile submarines. And Russia has had quite a few submarine accidents lately. In fact,
the guy with long hair cut his hair off? No. You're talking about Andrew Bustamante? That's who you're talking about? Like he's got like Ollie's hair.
And just recently, a submarine went to Cuba on a visit, and that was like a big deal. I believe a tugboat accompanied that submarine. Now, the whole thing about submarines has nothing to do with this particular video from John Kiriakou, but I just kind of want to illustrate that the colonel may not know much about naval topics, or he is intentionally spreading disinformation. And if you consider his affinity for Russia, that kind of puts into context what he said next.
Can an aircraft carrier defend itself from a hypersonic missile? And he said, no, there's no defense from a hypersonic missile. Well, the Iranians have hypersonics.
A couple of caveats to that. Hypersonic is generally defined as anything that go above Mach 5 or...
When do you think we got hypersonic missiles? How long have hypersonic missiles, when you just say the word, just the phrase hypersonic missiles, how long do you think they've been around? Since World War II. Like, get the fuck out of here. The V2.
5 times the speed of sound. And if you want to get technical, missiles have been hypersonic ever since World War II with the German V2 program. Any ballistic missile system is hypersonic because when it re-enters the atmosphere, it's going extremely fast. I think that the space shuttle was hypersonic. Well, was hypersonic. I think that came in at like Mach 24. However, we know how to shoot ballistic missiles down because they follow a very predictable path. There's a little bit of maneuvering that you can do, but they follow a pretty predictable path.
What they're actually talking about when they do this scare tactic about hypersonic missiles is either gliders or maneuverable. Usually hypersonic missiles are basically going to one place. When they're trying to put fear into you about hypersonic missiles, which is heavily overinflated, it's like it's going that fast, like Mach 5 or higher, and it can fucking turn very well. Like it's very agile, is what they're trying to convey.
And the Navy developed the SM-6 surface-to-air missile just for this purpose of countering ballistic missiles. So then the next question is, maybe John Kiriakou is talking about a hypersonic glide vehicle. Now, there are weapons that just kind of surf in the upper atmosphere, and they're going really fast, in some cases up to Mach 15, or 15 times the speed of sound. And they do have some smart capabilities where if they know there's a site that they should avoid because it can shoot them down, they can kind of maneuver around that site. It might not be exactly on cue. It might not be able to develop emergent situations, but it can certainly go around sites that it knows about before it's fired. But there's no evidence that the Fatah 2, which is Iran's supposed hypersonic glide vehicle, is even operational. And if it were, there's a couple of issues with hypersonic glide vehicles in general. Now, hypersonic glide vehicles have been the boogeyman for years, but they have a couple of problems. First off, they're extremely expensive, mainly because when you're moving that fast, you build up a lot of heat. So the skin of your glide vehicle has to be made of heat-resistant alloys like titanium, which are...
Imagine how hot it is just moving through the atmosphere at fucking Mach 15, like 15 times the speed of sound.
Cheap. Look, you can't cheat physics. And when a missile travels at hypersonic speeds, the air in front of it just can't move out of the way fast enough. It gets very violently compressed. That compression superheats the air to thousands of degrees. And when that happens, the electrons on the atoms in the air actually get stripped off of the molecules. This creates plasma, an electrically charged gas, technically a fourth state of matter. The problem here is that sensors have a really hard time seeing through that cone of plasma. Now, if your hypersonic missile is targeting a building, buildings don't tend to move. That's pretty easy, right? But an aircraft carrier is moving at 30 knots, so it's moving like a half a mile in 1 minute. So in order to hit a ship, even something that's the size of an aircraft carrier, you need a way to identify and track it. And there's really two parts to this: finding the ship and then guiding the missile to the ship. So first, let's try finding the ship. There's a couple of ways to do it. One could be external targeting. So that's where you use ISR platforms like intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance platforms, drones, maritime patrol aircraft, even civilian vessels like a fishing boat acting as a spotter.
I would be more worried about Israel striking one of our Navy vessels and blaming it on Iran than I would Iran striking and sinking one of our Navy vessels.
But a carrier strike group is some of the most heavily protected real estate on Earth. A carrier just doesn't go out alone. It has all these escorts around it, usually destroyers with missile systems that can shoot down incoming missiles. So you're not pulling up in a fishing boat taking pictures.
So there is some Iran staring down the barrel of no chance to win against the U.S. So there are some pundits or experts or whatever the fuck SMEs, subject matter experts, that think that Iran's plan currently is no target is off the table. Lash out violently and quickly and make it non-palatable to the U.S. population, right? We don't want to go there because it's too expensive and people are dying and we don't want to be in an endless war, blah, blah, blah. So they're talking about like maybe in one night or a couple days hitting like, U.S. installations and oil refineries and oil pumps and shit that's just manned around. Anything that's U.S. related that's within striking distance, hitting them all at fucking once. And then trying to get the U.S. to negotiate rather than trying to do a war. Or they're just going to be silently pulverized into oblivion.
All right, you're going to get intercepted long before that. Satellites are another option, but satellites are really predictable. They have known orbits, so we can kind of avoid being under a satellite when we know it's going to be overhead. They're also moving so fast that they have a really short window over the target. I mean, you're going around the Earth every 90 minutes, so you might only have 2 to 4 minutes above your target, which means you need more than one satellite. So one satellite's coming up over the horizon as the other is leaving if you want persistent coverage. So you need this whole constellation. And Iran only has 2 spy satellites. So that spy satellite would have to be over the carrier group while the hypersonic missile is on its terminal approach. That's not too easy to do. So, all right, let's talk about onboard seekers. So Iran knows the general location of the carrier group, fires a bunch of missiles toward an aircraft carrier that is in the vicinity of a certain area and tells it, okay, go search for it. Well, a hypersonic missile can carry radar, infrared, optical sensors for terminal guidance, but the challenge isn't speed, it's heating. So there's a couple ways around that, and none of them are easy. You can develop technologies that can see a little better through the plasma. You can slow down, which would kind of negate the part of being hypersonic, or
defeat the purpose,
to temporarily reduce the plasma. And you are slowing down a little bit when you do that too. But think of it like playing peekaboo through a wall of superheated air, right? You get a snapshot of where that vehicle is, and then you make your corrections, and then you perform another maneuver, do the peekaboo, make your corrections. But remember, the ship is still moving.
That's true, Kick.
So hitting a moving warship at hypersonic speed is kind of like trying to hit a 100-mile-per-hour fastball while blinking halfway through the pitch. And I don't even think Aaron Judge can do that. Meanwhile, the U.S. Navy isn't just sitting there. We knew the missile was coming. We had airborne early warning aircraft. Those aircraft talk to their destroyer escorts, and the escorts launch interceptors. And here's kind of the thing that people miss. The interceptor doesn't have to chase the hypersonic missile down. It just has to get in front of it.
That's what we couldn't convince mainstream media when China and Russia were launching hypersonic glide missiles. They were trying to scare everybody. We're not chasing the missile down, right? We don't even have anything that goes that fast. Well, we do, first of all. Second of all, what does it matter? Right? Brick walls don't go as fast as cars. but run a fucking car into a brick wall and see who wins.
And when two objects are closing on each other, the math is actually a lot easier. Yes, hypersonic weapons can maneuver, but at those speeds, they're managing heat, energy, and structural loads. They're not maneuvering like an F-15 in a dogfight. And interception doesn't require direct collision at equal speed. Think of it like a bird strike, right? A tiny little bird can cause a lot of damage to a big aircraft. Not because the bird is powerful, because it's in the wrong place at the wrong time. And at hypersonic closing speeds, being in the way is really all you need. So we're talking about an unproven Iranian system that has never been used in combat. We don't know how many of these weapons Iran has. If they do work, is it 2, is it 10, is it 20? And remember, these things are extremely expensive, so you can't build as many as you would like. And then this thing has to fight its way through a swarm of anti-aircraft missiles and hit probably the best protected 4 acres on the planet.
There's no defense from a hypersonic missile.
There's plenty of defense. But let's move on to another thing Mr. Kiriakou said.
An aircraft carrier is the size of a city. It has 25,000 sailors on it. Can you imagine if they sank one of those things?
So a lot of people made fun of John Kiriakou for saying this because it's so wrong, it's laughable. Now, in his defense, he might have misspoken. I have been on podcasts and I have said 25,000 instead of 2,500, or I have said 1994 instead of...
By the way, Andrew Bustamante, the everyday spy guy, he kind of looks creepy now. No? This has always been him since he's basically been doing his podcast and famous and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I like it. You like it?
1948. Sometimes that happens. And when you're in a podcast, you're kind of expected to be entertaining and have the answer. And once the words come out of your mouth, you can't take them back. Right? Sometimes you misspeak. But if you want to get technical, an aircraft carrier has between 5,000 and 6,000 personnel between the people that actually work on the carrier, the people that fly the planes, the people that maintain them, the people that refill the vending machines. It's also not the size of a city. I've been on one, which is the USS Eisenhower. They're big, but they're not that big. It's about 4.5 acres in total size. So we're talking like 4 football fields long.
Oh, cars.
And, people love calling it a floating
into
city
brick walls.
Because to a lot of people, it certainly is one. And it has a lot of things that people in a city might need.
Oh, yeah.
USS Eisenhower had a beauty salon. But I called it more like a floating factory than a floating city. And the product of that floating factory is democracy.
When I was in high school, our FFA, Future Farmers of America, together with a local preacher who does a bunch of other things and one of our students' dads, sponsored and helped to build. It was FFA and the Auto Mechanics and Auto Body. We sponsored and helped to build a demolition derby car for our local fair. It was pretty cool. And then the preacher guy, Craig, he drove it.
I just see nothing good coming of an armed conflict with Iran.
I personally see something good of a potential armed conflict with Iran, and that's regime change. And this is something Russia is terrified of, which is probably why John Kiriakou is talking about this. Russia is running out of friends. Syria is gone. Venezuela is gone. India is buying less Russian oil, supposedly, under American pressure. China just strong-armed Russia to sell its oil at a discount. I think they're paying $55 a barrel, although I could be incorrect on that. And Russia still relies on Iran for some drone parts and drone expertise. If Iran's government changes, that's a big problem for Russia. But also, the world actually becomes a safer place.
It probably is a positive for Ukraine, short of like Russia lashing out in Ukraine, more strikes and shit because they're mad about it.
President Obama tried to negotiate.
They get a lot of Iranian drones and shit Iran sends them a lot of drones and shit to Russia.
During this whole nuclear deal thing, like he played this big game of chess with them. President Trump ain't playing chess. He's not that deep. He's just going to eat the pieces. And if he's successful,
is that a good thing though? He's not playing chess. He eats the pieces, then flips the board.
The world will actually be a safer place with the Ayatollahs no longer in charge. I have mixed feelings about the president, but when he does something right, I say so.
Both the White House and the Iranians last week said...
I don't know if it's right. I understand Rami Beth is war hawkish, right? We got to protect the world. We got to make the world safe. We got to be in charge.
After the first round of indirect talks in Muscat, that progress was made.
Listen, you don't send 2 aircraft carriers to the Arabian Sea if progress is being made in some sort of deal. And the Ford is already in the Mediterranean Sea as of Wednesday, February 19th. Actually, I thought it was supposed to be the George H.W. Bush. It looks like the Ford is back in that area of the world. And, for years, Iran talked. They talked and they enriched uranium. And they talked and they built ballistic missiles. And they talked and they murdered a girl for wearing a hat the wrong way. These aren't good people. But they do love talking because it buys them time. And I think the scary thing about John Kiriakou is he seems like a reasonable guy. I mean, if this were Alex Jones, we'd all roll our eyes.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water because they turn the friggin' frogs gay.
But when it comes from a guy who looks like this...
You guys see my McDonald's shirt? It says McDonald's welcome. I got a McDonald's employee shirt now.
Ned Flanders?
I feel so cool.
Yeah, we might become disarmed to the misinformation that he's saying. Now, I have a feeling that John Kiriakou is going to become more of a feature.
I'm doing a series showing Bort how easy it is to get a job.
The podcast circuit. So how do you fight that? Well, even lying is protected speech, and ignorance is protected speech too. I mean, John Kiriakou can lie for Russia as much as he wants. There's really nothing we can do about it on First Amendment grounds. He might have to register as an agent, as a foreign agent, but he is perfectly allowed to lie for them. And I think the biggest thing here, the biggest takeaway is that you don't have to listen to him. You don't have to watch the podcast podcast he goes on, you don't have to view the content that he produces because what he is saying is probably a lie. I remember the last time I listened to the Joe Rogan Experience. It was February 4th, 2023. I had a labrum tear in my shoulder. Kept clicking, and I was in this MRI machine. The operator asked me, "Oh, do you want to listen to some music?" And I said, "No, but you can put on Joe Rogan." And these two screaming idiots, Crystal and Sagar from Breaking Points, came on, and they lied about Ukraine for 20 minutes while I'm stuck in this MRI machine. Like,
oh God, don't even remind me about the fucking chicken sandwich. I'm still mad about the chicken sandwich.
can't move. I am a Christian, Irish Protestant.
How old is your oldest son? 46.
And I happen to believe that hell is real and it's painful. And I think that 20 minutes in the MRI machine listening to two screaming idiots from Breaking Points lie about Ukraine, that really redirected me toward the path of Jesus because I've seen what hell is like. But after that, I stopped listening to Joe Rogan. And I think that you might need to do that, especially when you encounter someone like John Kiriakou. Just turn it off, walk away, because it's only when you listen to him that you give him power. As you can
Whether you agree with this video or not, he is right about the hypersonic missiles and the aircraft carriers or whatever. The big takeaway is where the fuck is he and what target packages is he putting together for the U.S. government right now?
Else than I normally am. So I got to go to work. Thank you so much.
He even says it right there.
As you can tell from the room, I'm someplace else than I normally am. So I got to go to work. Thank you so much for watching. In the modern age of...
What do we think's about to happen, chat? Trump is not a big weekday war hawk, right? He usually... Oh, God, that's even creepier. Why'd you send me a creepier image? I feel like he had relations with that car. Anyways, he's not a big middle of the week warmonger, right? He likes weekends. He likes how the stock market doesn't have time to. Yeah, it's crazy. 46. He's actually 14, but I just made up a number off the top of my head. Liam is 14. That's right. He'll be 15 this summer. I don't know. It seems like with all the buildup, even though they're like, oh, we're close to a deal, we're doing this, we're doing that. I don't know. It seems like we're getting ready to strike. Wait until after the State of the Union. 6, 7 days. After all the shit that Kash Patel talks about every fucking director of the FBI in the past fucking 20 years of using the plane for non-official business and blah, this motherfucker flies to fucking Italy to chug beers with a hockey team. Yeah, you can't. I mean, I wouldn't trust Kiriakou on stuff like that. When asked about this, like, well, why the fuck were you drinking, partying, and, even if you're going to do this, it's just so unprofessional. Like, make the photos, make the hugs, make the high five photos or whatever. But this, like, beating on your chest like you did something and chugging beers and shit, do that privately. What the fuck? I don't know. This is cringe as fuck. Like he bitched and bitched and bitched and bitched and bitched about why they flying here. They don't need to fly there. Well, they flew this many times. He flew this person. He did that. Then he's on date nights, and I understand going to the Olympics, man. Maybe it's like they come out with this facade, like all I care about at all is the American people and making America better. Then every fucking time we see their actions, they're just enriching themselves and fucking living it up. Just living it up. Whatever the best thing they can do. I wanted to see one of those clips of him talking about. Hold on. I know there's some old clips. Every time I wants to bring up current clips about his date night, but I know there's old clips of him just fucking bitching about Patel is a crooked clown. Oh, did you guys see we did get a win, right? A win. The females, the women's team refused to even go to the White House. Like, hell yeah, fuck them. We did get a win, and the Trisha McLaughlin is no longer part of DHS. She's the communications person, the person that runs the Twitter account, basically, and responds with like memes and stupid shit.
I'm just saying Chris Wray doesn't need a government-funded G5 jet to go to
There it is.
vacation. Maybe we ground that plane. 15,000 every time.
Christopher Wray doesn't need a government-funded plane to go on vacation. Right, a G5 jet. Business only.
I'm just saying Chris Wray doesn't need a government-funded G5 jet to go to vacation. Maybe we ground that plane. 15,000 every time it takes off. Just some thought.
And his defense, when they're like, why the fuck were you partying in the locker room with the fucking hockey players? He's like, oh, my friends invited me down. I guess he's claiming he's got friends that are slightly related to or with the coaching staff.
I'm just saying Chris Wray doesn't need a government.
It's just so fucking cringy, dude. Just have him turn. If you want to act like this, just turn it off, right? And do the professional thing, shaking hands and high fives and maybe even, but that beating your chest as if you did something and chugging beers and I don't know, dude. It rubs me the wrong way for sure. And I don't even know if I know why. It just does. See what we got here. Kirkenstein. By the way, if you want to support the stream, do it at one of the built-in things. Buy me a coffee, or you can do super chats or super stickers or bits, or use this link. This is the link, the mod share, the bot share, everything pops down. It's got all my donation links on it. I need to add some more links to it and fix it. The coldbeer.live website is still fucked up, dude. I tried for like 3 hours the other day to figure out what's wrong with the SSL, and I don't know. I'm tired of looking at it.
Committed voter fraud. That's right. Republicans have been looking for election fraud. Donald Trump says the elections were rigged. And of course, it is them who are doing
illegitimate mayonnaise syndrome, I think, so they call it.
We also have here a Trump fan raging. Here's some big news. There's been reporting now out that Elon Musk has committed voter fraud. That's right.
Who committed voter fraud? Who is that? Oh, Elon Musk's PAC has committed voter fraud?
Republicans have been looking for election fraud. Donald Trump says the elections were rigged. And of course, it is them who are doing it. We also have here a Trump fan raging at Donald Trump. And James Salarico, the Senate candidate in Texas, going viral for the best reasons. Let's get to this guy first. I'll let Harry Sisson take it from here.
Fan rage and completely abandoned Donald Trump over his tariffs being deemed unconstitutional by the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court has ruled that Trump's tariffs are unconstitutional. Golden age update, guys. We've got nothing. We might have to pay back $150 billion to other countries and nations and businesses. Meanwhile, the American people...
That's right, the immigrant.
Prices have went up on the tariffs, and now it's been ruled unconstitutional, but we may be having to pay it back. This administration is a joke. It's over. This administration is an absolute travesty. We've got nothing. No mass deportations. We've got no actual release of the Epstein files. So many more to go. We have no tariffs. They're unconstitutional now. So everything you voted for is a complete lie.
Man, I love when I come across videos like this. MAGA fans finally realizing the truth, that Donald Trump is a complete fraud, a total failure, and he's backtracking on all the promises he made to them. I gotta be honest, I don't know why this thing in particular is the one that pushed him over the edge as opposed to Donald Trump's many other scandals or failures, but he's not happy. Trump's term has been a complete disaster. His fans are even admitting it, and I expect to see more videos like this as his term goes on.
This is definitely just the tip of the iceberg. I know for sure that the temperature is breaking on Trump and MAGA, and the fact that everything Donald Trump campaigned on has not happened is not sitting right with MAGA, especially the Epstein stuff. And meanwhile, they're seeing prices remain high and see Donald Trump and his buddies make more money than ever. That is not going to be able to hold. It's not going to be able to hold. Now, another thing that has happened is that Elon Musk was caught committing voter fraud in Georgia. You might remember that Donald Trump sent the FBI and Tulsi Gabbard a couple weeks ago to Fulton County to find election fraud. They actually stole ballots in order to create evidence that doesn't exist to show that Donald Trump won the 2020 election. Meanwhile, we have actual evidence of Elon Musk doing that. Here's a report. Members of the Georgia State Elections Board voted Wednesday to issue a formal letter of
He was pre-filling out ballot.
to Musk's America PAC over the billionaire technocrats' illegal scheme to get Trump elected. Georgia, a key battleground state in 2024, was the target of aggressive campaigning by Trump's team. In October 2024, the Georgia Secretary of State's office launched an investigation after receiving numerous reports from residents across several counties saying they received partially pre-filled absentee ballot applications from Musk's America PAC, according to John Ferber, the state elections board chairman. Now, there was evidence to suggest America PAC had violated a state law that prohibits any person or entity other than an authorized relative to send an elector to absentee ballot application pre-filled with the elector's required information, according to Janice Johnson, the SEB's vice chairman. America PAC had also failed to display in a conspicuous location that this was not an official government publication, was not provided by the government, and was not a ballot. The board swiftly voted to issue a letter of reprimand to America PAC. That's what we're getting, a letter of reprimand. This letter comes weeks after I said about the federal raid, and it should come as no surprise with Donald Trump's election meddling in 2020. I mean, I guess it's good that we have discovered what we all knew to be true, that Elon Musk tried to steal an election. And though I don't think they were physically swapping the ballots, clearly his money went to good use, and they did skirt many laws in order to get Donald Trump the presidency. I don't know why we are just issuing a letter.
Hey, I'm glad you stopped by, man. I hope your school year is going good and everything goes all right. Thanks for joining us, Weld.
Reprimand. Is that literally what the crime here is? For filling out information for people when only relatives are supposed to do that? It doesn't make sense to me. If you're trying to prevent people from doing this in the future, wouldn't you say, like, hey, let's find this guy as much as possible. Let's get this guy on trial. A letter? Is that really the best we got to defend democracy? We're going to send a letter. Why didn't the founding fathers think of that? Why did we go through a war? Just send a letter. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm glad they found it, but we really do need, I'm just dying for some consequences. Can we just get the tiniest bit of consequences for someone, somewhere, someone that actually has money and power? All right, well, I'll say this. James Tallarico was speaking about this on Bill Maher earlier this week, and it went mega viral. Here's one clip.
QAnon said there's this vast elites around the world conspiracy to, traffic kids and pedophiles, and they were more right than I thought they were. Okay, so that's what I'm giving you. And it wasn't just Prince Andrew in the parlor with the dildo, okay?
QAnon was wrong about one big thing. They thought Donald Trump was the one to take down the secret pedophile ring, when he has mentioned 38,000 times in the Epstein files. He flew repeatedly on Epstein's private jet and then lied about it. He sent Epstein a happy birthday card with a picture of a naked woman talking about their, quote, wonderful secret. So the fact that QAnon thought that guy was going to take down the secret pedophile ring when he's right in the middle of it, I think was clearly wrong.
Yeah, now I'm thinking, imagine that message in the general election in Texas. It sounds potent, especially against who might very well win the primary. Ken Paxton, who is a MAGA extremist, was impeached in Texas, though not removed from office, and has a lot of baggage. I would like to see that. I would also like to see Ken Paxton versus this.
My granddad was a Baptist preacher in South Texas. My faith is very important to me. He told me when I was real little that as Christians, we're supposed to follow Jesus' 2 commandments, to love God and love neighbor. And there was no exception to that second commandment. Love thy neighbor regardless of race or gender or sexual orientation or immigration status or religious affiliation. And so in Texas, I'm constantly battling Christian nationalism, a bill that forces every public school teacher to put up a poster of the 10 commandments, a bill that replaces school counselors with untrained chaplains, a bill that would have taught Christian Bible stories as historical fact to our youngest students. And I always speak up on behalf of my Jewish, Muslim, Buddhist, Sikh, agnostic, atheist neighbors, because I, as a Christian, we as Christians, are called to love them as ourselves. And forcing my religion down their throats is not love. And the other thing I'll add, America is not a Christian nation. It is a nation where you are free to be a Christian, or any of those other faith or no faith at all.
Boy, what? Lauren Boebert, do you hear her? I like that. I'm telling you all, if we get this man running in a general election, some very interesting things would happen. Perhaps they're already happening. That is a potent message. And I really do believe, after all this corruption, as we saw with Harry Sisson's video at the top, and more of this information coming up about Epstein and billionaires using their money to influence elections, it is messaging like that. Now, I'm not a Christian, but it's messaging like that that isn't divisive, but inclusive, that doesn't seek to divide, but unite. I really do think the American people are thirsty for it. I really do believe that. I mean, that's kind of what we do here. We're not, I think we have fun. I don't think I'm
Good luck.
I try to unify. I do think that
we need re-education camps.
That's what Americans want. They're sick of Trump. They're sick of the yelling. They're sick of the fighting. James Talarico offers a different way forward. And I, for one,
I want to see what this is. I haven't watched this show. I haven't seen the show or the clip. Says Jon Stewart is economically illiterate.
Oh God, I don't understand how you can do political commentary so much and not know just the basics, like the basics of like psychology or political science or economics or just like really basic, like high school level things. This is good. No, it's good that he's doing this in front of a camera. Well,
God, did you guys see Vince McMahon's car crash? He's doing like 120 miles an hour and fucking slams into a goddamn BMW.
Yeah, but he's had strong opinions on a lot of economic policy and everything before, so to not even know like the basics of it. I mean, theoretically, if he's like copy pasting somebody else's opinion that he believes is respectable, like that's okay. But I don't know, that's kind of spooky. I think that this guy probably assumed that like Jon Stewart would know like what an externality is, or would make a statement like economics isn't about making society better; it's about returning money to shareholders. Like for somebody to make a statement like that, you have to be fairly either ideologically captured or just very uninformed about just the broad field of economics, I think. Last week, comedian and political commentator Jon Stewart published an interview with Nobel Prize-winning economist Richard Thaler, where Stewart revealed that despite his nearly 30 years as a prominent commentator on American politics and policy, he has no idea what economics actually is. Stewart ostensibly brought Thaler on his show to explain what the field of behavioral economics is, but as Stewart's misrepresentations and misunderstandings piled up, Thaler quickly found himself in the position of defending and explaining basic economics, kind of things many of us learned in introductory college classes. In one of the more egregious examples, Thaler began explaining how behavioral economics might influence laws or regulations to address climate change by pointing out that most economists, in accordance with standard economic theory, believe that the optimal response to excess carbon dioxide emissions is a carbon tax. Before his guest could get any further, Stewart laughed disbelievingly and argued, "May I suggest that that's incorrect?" adding that the minute you put a carbon tax on,
I think he was alone.
people see their energy prices go up, and you will no longer be serving in office politically. Sure, but this is a politics question, I guess, not an economics one. This was a bizarre non sequitur.
He was in a fucking Bentley, bro.
Dicey. Stewart's concern about political risk is totally unresponsive.
Continental GT, I think.
Optimal policy solution. Thaler tried to explain why economists like a carbon tax, but the moment he said that, said that it helps people behave in a socially optimal way, Stewart interjected again, rejecting the premise, but that's not economics. Economics doesn't take into account what's best for society, he exclaimed, adding that the goal of economics in a capitalist system is to make the most amount of money for shareholders. So my point is, since when is economics about improving the human condition and not just making money for the companies that are extracting the fossil fuels from the air? Oh boy, hold on. Oh boy. I'll listen to like 3 minutes of this.
Great. So let's take climate change as an example.
Great.
All economists, including this one, think that the first thing we should have done when we figured out there was climate change is impose a carbon tax.
Wait, most economists think that?
Yes.
May I suggest that that's incorrect?
You may, but I'm included in those.
Can I say why I think it's incorrect?
Yeah, sure.
So the minute you put a carbon tax on, people see their energy prices go up, and you will no longer be serving in office politically.
All right, then we're in agreement. Well, what I'm saying is if you're God or king, or president, and you could say, all right, what policy should we have? Then the correct policy is the one that sets the prices to give people the incentive to. So if we increase the cost of heat.
So we put a tax on it, which makes people behave in a certain way to try to avoid that tax.
In your home.
Yes.
To reflect the
same way tariffs should work technically, right? In a perfect world.
Externality, the cost you're imposing on other people.
Yes.
Then you'll have the correct incentives to put in solar or insulate or.
Fuel Runner says, damn.
To a heat pump or whatever.
Right.
We run a poll of expert economists every couple of weeks at the University of Chicago, and there is one on that. And everybody says, that would be the ideal policy.
So they're saying a carbon tax would be the thing to solve the climate crisis because rather than changing the behavior, you have to make using fossil fuels, which are the driver of climate change, so much more expensive that it changes people's behaviors because they won't change behavior on their own. Is that standard economics or is that behavioral economics?
That's the most fundamental, I feel like that's the most fundamental driver of every economic thing in the universe. People respond predictably to economic incentives, like the most basic fundamental thing underlying any possible thing.
Even what we were talking about last night with all the companies trying to see what's the maximum amount of money they can get out of you for a certain thing.
Given two equivalent products, all else equal, one is more expensive than the other. What will people choose? The cheaper one.
Be honest. Let's say you own a company that sells fucking, I don't know, some type of grocery staple, right? Something that can be sold worldwide. It doesn't, it's got a long shelf life, blah, blah, blah. And it's something that many people buy. Are you going to notice really if they raise it a penny or two or a nickel, I guess, since we're not using pennies? Probably not, but if we're selling billions and billions and billions of them a year, how much more money is that for the company and for the shareholders and the fucking CEO looks better and all that shit.
That's standard economics.
That's standard.
That's standard.
Feels behavioral, but that's standard.
No, because
Oh God, I don't understand how you can do political commentary so much and not know just the basics, like the basics of like psychology or political science or economics or just like really, really, really basic, like high school level things.
It's standard because it's just changed the price. And then the alternative is we say you're not allowed to have, we can't have cars get less than such and such gas mileage.
Right. Which we've done.
Right. So we have lots of regulations.
Okay.
We essentially don't have a carbon tax.
So the way we do it is, so standard economics, what they say is we have a series of either incentives or regulations. So it would sort of be.
But this is good, no? It's good that he's doing this in front of a camera. Well, yeah, but he's had strong opinions on a lot of economic policy and everything before, so to not even know like the basics of it. I mean, theoretically, if he's like copy pasting somebody else's opinion that he believes is respectable, like that's okay. But I don't know, that's kind of spooky.
The mix of is we have a series of either incentives or regulations. So
I think Destiny just answered your question his way. I would argue that, yeah, he's had a lot of takes on economic things in the past, but he's got a team of writers, right?
Sort of be a mix of subsidies and regulations, and that is how we will manage the energy market while also keeping an eye on trying to reduce emissions. And that's how economists would.
Isn't all economics behavioral? What's the difference? True. Actually, I don't actually know. I feel like behavioral economics, doesn't it try to study things that maybe you wouldn't predict just through like pure ultra economics market things? Like people might value a thing in a way that would be difficult to account for economically. So what I just said all else equal, you can buy product A or product B, but B is cheaper than A. Well, you'd obviously buy B. But then let's say a bunch of people are buying A because A was made in a green factory. Oh, well, people are making a different choice.
Right.
I feel like behavioral economics.
Or you label it as it was produced by a small family business or something.
Studying like those types of like psychological factors that basically change the way that people value things, and not just like a strict like.
It differs from traditional economics, right? All things being the same, this is a little bit cheaper. Why are people not buying this one? It's a little bit cheaper. That's right there. Oh, well, this one had some type of fucking, the picture on it, or the fucking placement, or that's behavioral, right? It deviates from I think there's a rational agent model, which is just like an average, person or whatever that's rational. It differs from the rational agent.
I'm out. I don't know why let's just look at it. It's a study of the psychological factors involved in decisions, individual institutions, how these decisions deviate from those implied by traditional economic theory. I think my answer is, concerned with the bounds of rationality of economic agents. Behavioral models typically.
Yes. It could be emotions or some type of context or bias against the company or not with the company. Those are things that are just not the economics, like this costs this much and that's how you pay for it.
Integrate insights from psychology, neuroscience, and microeconomic theory. Oh, also, I think when you talk about things like loss aversion and stuff, if we could flip a coin and you would either be given $10 million on a heads, or you would like lose everything on a tails, even if the expected value of that coin flip was like massively positive because you're worth less than $5 million, people have a fear of loss, and there might even be like a rational way to justify it, so they wouldn't take a 50-50 coin flip to get $10 million and they were going to lose everything just because that loss aversion is so strong. But there might be ways to account for that. I don't know if this is strictly behavioral econ, but there might be ways to account for that because let's say that you're worth $1 million and you could flip that coin, going from $1 million to 10 million net worth is actually a lot less significant than going from 1 million to 0. So maybe there's like a way to account for like the difference in utility for the marginal utility of the next dollar earned or some bullshit or whatever. I don't know.
Design a program to solve it. So we've done that we subsidize solar, we subsidize electric vehicles, and we regulate the miles that they must get there, and they must have a catalytic converter. Right, all that is what you would consider to be standard economic theory.
No. So we're almost there.
I am fucking this up.
You are not. You're not. So what economists would say is we don't need all those rules and regulations. Just set the price right.
But doesn't the market set the price? Isn't that free market?
No.
Yes, but that would be the point of carbon tax, is to make the price higher than the market would ordinarily set it, right?
The carbon tax will automatically raise the price of operating a Hummer, because it only gets 8 miles to the gallon compared to some EV. So we don't have to regulate. All we have to do is get the price right. That's standard economics.
And then the market will change. But isn't that just an intervention? How is that a market? That's just the government saying, if we set a price that is unreasonable, the market will behave.
It's just setting the price so that you have the incentive to act in a way that's best for society.
But that's not economics. Economics doesn't take into account what's best for society.
Yes, it does. Yes,
what?
That's cool.
Wait a minute.
Let me
hold on here.
Economists know about externalities. And now here's the point I want to make. We don't have carbon taxes. Why? Because, and you started with this, so you got to the answer right away. You got to this because people hate taxes. They hate high prices. So what do we have? We have lots of subsidies. We have no taxes.
Yes. Well, we have, that's not exactly, I mean, we have gas taxes. Like if you go to California, it's very different than buying gas in New York.
Correct.
Very different than buying gas in Minnesota.
That's right. But even in high gasoline tax states, the taxes on emissions are still way too low compared to what they should be.
Compared to what they should be if our goal is to reduce carbon emissions. Right. But that's not the goal of economics. The goal of economics in a capitalist system is to make the most amount of money for your shareholders. So my point is,
a fiduciary responsibility of like a board, I guess. I mean, this guy, if he's a Nobel laureate, he's going to know way more than me about economics. I don't know if I would necessarily say like economics is trying to make society better, but like an economist is probably recommending a policy that he thinks will make things better, because the whole point of an intervention is that you think there's some...
An economist, yes, probably. A CEO, probably not.
There are some things that aren't captured or reflected in the price of a given thing, and people might be incentivized to buy a thing, and there might be external harm that's done, but it's not captured in the price of the actual thing itself. So if you find a way to tax that external effect, then it can be reflected in the price. So like if it costs $5 to make a shirt with a Chinese child slave or whatever, or $10 to make an American non-slave shirt or whatever, people will buy the $5 shirt because it's cheaper than the $10 shirt. But if you put like a $15 slave tax, and now you've got the $5 shirt is now a $20 shirt, and now the American-made non-slave shirt is a $10 shirt, well, now you find a way to account for that external negative effect. If you assume that slavery is a negative effect on society, well, now that you've captured that in a market way, now when externalities for things, they'll be more likely to buy the non-slave produced shirt or whatever.
Since when is economics about improving the human condition and not just making money for the companies that are extracting the fossil fuels from the earth? Isn't that everything else is interventionist?
Okay, so I did not anticipate.
Oh shit, fuck. Somebody on YouTube just said it. This guy's not very good at explaining the basics. I think he's about to say what I was just going to say though. I think that this guy probably assumed that like John Stewart would know like what an externality is, or wouldn't make a statement like economics isn't about making society better, it's about returning money to shareholders. Like for somebody to make a statement like that, you have to be fairly either ideologically captured or just very uninformed about just the broad field of economics, I think.
That everything else is interventionist.
Okay, so I did not anticipate that my role here was going to be as the defender of neoclassical economics, but here I am.
Oh, we're here, baby.
I am here. And, you know, my economist friends will be proud that I'm defending them.
All right.
So look, there's an economist named Arthur Pigou.
Sorry, somebody said externalities don't have to be bad. When I'm thinking of more particular negative.
Richard Thaler.
True.
Oh, Pigou's work is I don't miss an essay.
Yeah. So no, he died 100 years ago. But anyway, there are Pigouvian taxes. So in any economics textbook, it will say that if you're causing some harm, then the way to fix it is to charge you for the harm you're causing, so that you will decide just the right amount of harm.
Is Pigouvian familiar with the 2008 financial crisis? Because that is not what happens.
Yeah, but like that would be the point, right? The issue was all of this run up and all of this external harm was
we weren't doing it right.
Market price anywhere, right? So everybody was incentivized at every single step to make a bad financial decision. Whether you're talking about a homeowner getting a home that they probably shouldn't have gotten, a bank writing a loan that they probably shouldn't have written, an investment firm buying a mortgage they probably shouldn't have bought, a person selling a CDO that they probably shouldn't have put together, an investor investing in a thing they probably shouldn't have invested in for returns that were probably higher than they should have made. Every single actor along the way was incentivized to make a decision that was short-term profitable, but maybe represented a bad thing altogether. But that wasn't being captured or reflected in any market price anywhere. And it needs to be reflected too, because you can't just make moral decisions in a market where people are competing with each other. Imagine you think there's going to be a massive global financial meltdown related to mortgage-backed securities, and imagine you're the single bank in the neighborhood that doesn't sell those mortgages. Well, you're just going to go to business. Your employees are going to starve, or you're going to have to fire them go somewhere else, because nobody's going to do business with you, because every customer is going to go to the next bank that's going to write them a more preferential loan, right? So you're kind of like forced to participate in these bad market activities because your competitors are going to do the same.
Okay, I'm not saying any economist
forced to participate because everything's incentivized that way, right? That's how you make your money. That's how everybody's making money. Everybody's living the good life, even if you know that one day it's going to collapse.
Thinks that we have these optimal policies. What I'm saying is that's how it's supposed to work. That's the way any economist would have advised, take any council of economic advisors before this one, because they always had real economists. They would all be saying something similar to, well, what we really should do is this. But then they would say, but it's true, boss, that people hate taxes. And if they're Republicans, they really hate taxes. But we all hate paying taxes. And so we'll subsidize EVs. We won't tax Hummers.
Okay, but the disconnect here is that the average person feels trolled by an incident like 2008, and they aren't being communicated to by academic economists, but by popular perception of economics.
I'll agree with that, right? The average person does feel like they're trolled. Like, oh, the people pulling the levers, right? They didn't get in trouble. They made billions of dollars. Then they got bailed out. Then nothing fucking happened. Nobody went to jail. No, they do feel trolled or fucking like there's a system that they're not part of. I don't know the right people. I'm not invested in the right thing. I don't get the right tips and tricks, and I'm never going to. Or they're so dumb, they're like, let the billionaires do what they make jobs, guys. Yeah, sometimes they make mistakes, but what are you going to do, tax them? Then they'll just leave.
Popular perception is literally that it's just how to make a lot of money for rich people, incidents and trolling included. Yeah, sure. There's a lot of like weird myths and dumb statements that underline that. Like I said before, like people like K-shape, 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 K-shape. And like, I'm sure there's like a better, like there's a Steelman version of the K-shape argument that I'm too lazy to read into. But like in any economic situation, rich people are always going to be postured to make more money than the poor people because they're just going to have capital. They're going to have the money to invest correctly. They're going to be able to they just have more options available.
When you have a lot of money, making money comes a lot easier than when your only option is to go work your fucking face off, right, until your goddamn head explodes or whatever.
You do so many more things to capitalize on a good situation than poor people who might see their 401ks grow or something, but like, most of their money is in wages. They don't have a ton of investments. Like that's it. They're not, doing startup capital for businesses or expanding their own business for exciting new opportunities or markets or whatever bullshit. And then when economies crash, well, for laborers, you're kind of fucked because you just make money based on your wages. You usually don't have a huge net worth to draw from in times of economic crises to kind of like float your finances for a while. But if you're rich, you can draw down accounts if you need to. Assuming it's not like super bad, like you're going to be okay. Nothing bad is going to happen. happen. And then you're going to be poised better for recovery. You can usually navigate those in more sophisticated ways by allocating money in different places, whatever the fuck you'd have to do. So like everything, rich people are always going to do better than poor people in times of gains and in times of crises. That's just always going to be the case. But for some reason, people don't think that's true. But I don't even know how you would communicate. I don't think you could ever change that. This would be like, imagine if you're kind of like an overweight dude and you've got like a ton of ultra shredded like gym friends, and they're like, we're just going to eat a ton. It's dirty bulking month. We're going to eat a ton. You can join us if you want. It's going to be awesome. And then you've got a friend who weighs, 280 pounds. Like, yeah, fuck it. I'll come with you guys and we'll do it. And after like a month or two, this dude's gained like 20 or 30 pounds or whatever. He's fucking taking out like crazy. That's not a big deal to all of his super weightlifter friends because they're going to burn it off because they know how to manage their diet. Right. Probably a lot more muscle to work with. They've got a higher capacity for work. They've got training schedules. But the guy that gained the 30 pounds is like, fuck. He's like, well, hold on. I was pigging out with you guys. It's like, you were, and you enjoyed it. Not as much as we enjoyed it though. And we can get back to normal very easily. And the run up to the global financial crisis, there were a lot of normal citizens that were in houses that they absolutely should have been in, making way more money than they should have, especially if they ever sold or traded up. And they got to enjoy that. They got to sit at the table with their weightlifter friends, all the finance bros and the rich people for a little bit and enjoy the food. But then when it came time to grind, when the global financial crisis came and fucked everybody over, well, the poor people kind of left like, oh shit, now we're mega fucked because we don't know how to navigate these environments. We don't have the tools to be in these environments. I'm not blaming poor people for this, by the way, or people that got houses. Like the people that got the houses that didn't belong in them should have gotten the houses. They were economically incentivized to as well. The one big criticism that I think is fair is when you're in some of these huge capital institutions and you have like public backstops for your behavior. I don't think it's fair that they can practice that. I think it's kind of bullshit, but
you can go as hard as you want, take as much risk as you want, because at the end of the day, the government says you're too big to fail. They're going to come bail you out.
the one big criticism that I think is fair is when you're in some of these huge capital institutions and you have like public backstops for your behavior. I don't think it's fair that they can price that in. I think it's kind of bullshit, but that's a way more complicated argument.
We won't tax gas and we won't tax so, and that all goes back to the mugs, that it's because we hate losing more than we like winning. So what we'll do is we'll have all these policies where we subsidize you to do the right thing as opposed to penalizing you via prices.
I saw that Texas mayor arrested for organized crime, gambling and shit, I think. Maybe he was looking the other way. Forget, it had something to do with organized crime around gambling. Yeah. All right, this just looks like an interesting video. I don't know if we'll learn something or not. First, let me show you the Vince McMahon crash, I guess. Fuck, I mentioned it, didn't I? I better show it to you. Here we go. That is a Continental GT. This happened back in the summer. June or July. Oh, July 2025. See it? The cops chasing him. Over 100 miles an hour. For some reason, he claims he saw her at the last minute, but like you could see her the whole time. Like, the fuck was he looking at? Like, what do you mean you saw her at the last minute? He's following her the whole way. There was also a staffer for an Alaskan Republican state senator arrested on child sex trafficking charges involving 12 children. That happened recently. There's been a bunch of Republicans going down for some weird shit. Ohio mayor who was busted for sniffing an underage relative's fucking underwear. Another mayor, voyeurism is what he was charged with. I think, yeah, we get an interview here.
Just stay in the car. Do you need an ambulance? No, I don't. All right. Why were you driving over 100 miles an hour? It's my granddaughter's birthday. I got to get this the next exit. Right. Did you see me trying to catch up?
It's his granddaughter's birthday. He's got to get to the next exit.
I got to get this the next exit. Right. Did you see me trying to catch up to you behind you? I didn't see that. I saw lights, but it didn't look normal. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up to you, and you keep taking off. Oh, no. I'm not trying to outrun you. I know. I understand that, but that's why I was very confused. Right? Because it wasn't like you were running. It was just like you almost hit, I think, 115 miles an hour. All right, and then you just hit someone because you weren't paying attention. Were you looking at your phone? No, I'm trying to drive. No, I'm not looking at my phone. The person was right in front of you. There's got to be a reason you hit him. No, I haven't been driving my car, and God knows how.
It was tag. Tag, you're it.
It was right in front of you. You went straight at it. At 100 100 miles an hour.
The guy's name that got arrested for sniffing panties, which I didn't know you could be arrested for sniffing panties, but his name is Wesley Dingus. He was recorded on concealed camera. She was staying in his home, an underage relative, was staying in his home. She hid a camera in her bedroom she was staying in and recorded on a concealed camera smelling an underage girl's underwear. I mean, I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's fucking weird, right? He's a fucking creep. But what is the law that he broke? Voyeurism? Dingus smelling at least 4 pair of panties, 4 pairs of her underwear for several seconds, and also touching his groin area over his clothes. The attorney advised not to speak with a lawyer or not to speak with the police. They arrested him a month later. Voyeurism, 2 counts of voyeurism.
I'm just making sure you're not having a medical condition or anything. Do you need an ambulance? No, it's not. All right. Just your registration. Is your license in here? No, it's in my pocket.
For being Wesley Dingus.
Stupid fucking fool.
His excuses are he had to get to his granddaughter's birthday party. It's one exit away. He didn't see the old lady that he had been behind for the last fucking 10 miles. And it's been a long time since he drove the car, and it's too fast.
I've driven this car quite some time. It's fast, I'll tell you that. Yeah, too fucking fast.
He should have let the A1 drive, right? He probably has an A1 companion built into the car.
Thank you.
The fact that he seems unconcerned with the person he hit, like the first thing I'd be like is, holy fuck, are they okay? Is everybody okay? What the fuck happened? Our A1 overlords. And no one else got it, Jennifer.
Robbins was following me. I did 3 miles an hour, which is reckless driving. As I'm charged with reckless driving, following too closely resulting in an accident. That's just striking the other car from the rear. So the court date is going to be the 26th of August, all right, at Stanford Superior Court. That's 123.2. Is that date okay?
That's true, Kick.
It was full recording. So I just need any phone number where I can contact you. Is that something you want publicly available? Maybe something, because it goes
I was exaggerating how long he was behind her. You can see in the video, he's behind her the entire straightaway.
on all these forms. So is there like another number, assistance number, or 914? What's that? 355 102.
I don't know that I would recognize him.
Okay. So this is just a court summons. I'm going to give you a copy if you can sign at the bottom. I'm not saying you're guilty. Just saying you're going to court.
Oh, did you guys hear about Andres Wilkinson? Is that his name? He's a CBP agent. He's a supervisor, CBP supervisor in Texas. And that motherfucker was just charged with harboring an undocumented person. It's his long-term girlfriends while he's snatching other motherfuckers up off the street. His old lady is illegal with no documentation.
And this is the appearance bond. All right? I'm releasing you on a $500 non-standing bond, which means you're not putting up any money. That's and this one,
That woman just won a fucking jackpot. He's very, very, very wealthy. First day I showed up to court, you wouldn't believe how many casts they could put on a person. I'd have cast on cast, baby. Metal rods, screws, places. I couldn't even walk by a goddamn fridge magnet without jerking a door open. There'd be so many fucking rods and levers and fucking handles.
nice meeting you. I'm sorry we're under this circumstances. All right, just let the court know what happened.
I'm almost certain, dude. Almost certain. I was with a guy in a car that we were pulled over. I think they said we were doing 108, and I was not driving, and he come up and he pulled the guy over, and the guy had already he pulled over for him eventually. We didn't run or nothing. It just took the cop a long time to he was on the other side of the interstate. He had to flip around and chase us down. He already had his license and registration like this, like to the window or whatever, and the window down. And the cop grabbed his hand, took the license and registration, knocked him out of the hand, and popped the door and pulled him out in cuffs. He's like, you don't get a ticket for this type of speed. I had to find a ride. They made sure to tow his car because he asked several times if I could take his car. Wouldn't let him. It's getting impounded.
Everybody's okay. Yeah. All right. Have a good day, sir.
Ambulance.
Nice to meet you guys.
Oh, they're fangirling. Nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah, no. Happy birthday to your granddaughter. Try to enjoy the rest of the day, all right? Thank you. All right. Later.
I thought he was in a police vehicle. That's his security team or something pulled up and got him. Damn. All right, now this video is the one that I said is interesting. I don't know if we'll learn anything from it, but man, I cannot not watch it. So you're watching it with me. This says that cops are doing an active shooter drill. School shooter drill. Some cops fell under pressure. And I see balloons. Are those balloons kids' heads? I see pop balloons too.
Christmas break at a middle school in Washington, sheriff deputies teamed up with local police to train their response to active school shooters. Keep in mind,
I'd come in like fucking Stephen Hawkins. Yeah, I wouldn't have to zoom from the hospital.
Each red balloon represents one innocent child. In the footage you're about to see, different officers face the exact same scenario. Notice how each officer reacts differently under pressure, some better than others.
We killed one person. Yeah. Okay.
Which is why this type of training is essential for protecting students in schools. In a worst-case nightmare, these split-second decisions can mean life or death.
Help me, please. Help me. Help me.
There's no way he just ran by someone laying on the ground saying, help me, please help me, without clearing them, without checking them, without making sure they were the fucking shooter.
Help me, please. Help me. Help me.
Drop the gun. Put your gun away.
Make it realistic. Shoot him 6 or 7 more times while he's laying there incapacitated. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Active shooter bullshit. That person could be sitting on a fucking gun. You have to clear. You want to leave a potential shooter behind you? You have to clear everybody you come across or leave them in someone else's custody. 100%. if you're a one-man team and you come across someone who's injured and you just fucking keep walking, you don't engage with them, you don't talk to them, you don't check to see if they're the shooter or have a weapon or a firearm, and you walk past them and get shot in the back. It's almost as bad as running to gunfire and then not realizing there's two shooters. Get shot in the back.
Where's the gunshots coming from?
At least engage the person.
They're gonna kick on one injured observed at the moment. People are dying. Keep moving, man.
Please help me.
Where are they at?
I don't know.
Maybe they've got stipulations on it, like, hey, anybody on the ground's injured. I don't know, but
Got heard. North side of the building. Radio can't say it.
it's not ice training. It could be. I don't think you can just let people flee like that either. Who's to say that they weren't the shooter and just set their rifle down and come out the door going, ah? Those people got to be stopped. Stop. Get over here. Get behind me. Stay here. Right? Pat them down, something. Do a sweep, visual check. Make sure they don't have a firearm. Pass them off to somebody else. I guess it's a one-man drill, but something. He had a malfunction. And got shot.
Because I waited at the door. What happens if I'm standing right here?
That's the fatal funnel, buddy.
What's that? Who else is inside this room right now? Scared to death, unarmed children, right? Right. Kid problem. And you're gonna hide behind the door. You are wearing a gun. Get in here to the fight. Yes, sir.
Get out of that funnel, baby. Why are some of them doing it with long guns? Some of them doing it with pistols.
I'm hurt. Please help me.
Gunshots. Commands, don't worry about the radio. Give him commands.
Move the gun away from you. Shove the gun away from you.
Drop the gun. Don't complicate it.
Push the gun away from you.
So we have him push the gun away from what's that look.
This makes me think this is like first day. First day cops.
He's touching the gun again, right? Yeah. What am I going to do if I see him grabbing that gun? Shoot him. I'm going to shoot him again. Am I going to get in trouble for that? Yeah, right? Because you won't shoot him down. Better. Keep your hands away from the gun.
I know you have a big voice. Yeah. So when we're here, right?
Hands up.
Roll away from the gun. Do it now. Use your big girl voice, okay? You gotta use it in training. You want.
It seems like a company is training some local sheriff's deputies.
Everybody to hear that you're giving that command. If you reach for.
Here's what I would do. I would probably send them in at least in teams of 2. That way you got like a point man and someone making sure you're not getting shot in the back, and those people that you have to run by or get by or whatever, you can at least have a guy put a hand on them. Okay, they're injured or they're not the shooter, and give them a direction to go to. Like, I've cleared this hallway, go down that hallway until you see more police.
That gun, I will shoot you. Make it known. Because then, if he reaches for that gun, you're putting more rounds on him, right? But we want nobody
Ice them out.
to question what we're doing. So you're coming in here, you're putting those rounds on, and as soon as you can, like, do not touch that gun. If you touch that gun, I will shoot you, right? Use that. He's murdering our kids. Use a booming voice, okay?
Officer 3, redo. Oh, they just did this last part.
Roll over away from the gun. Do not touch that weapon. Do not touch that gun. You will be shot again if you do.
Ooh. Poor time to reload.
Where's the shooter?
I don't know.
Okay, can you point me in that direction?
I don't know.
God, in a building like this, gunshots have got to be hard to distinguish, especially if you're not familiar with the building, because they usually have like parallel running halls and then all the rooms, and yeah, that'd be tough. Cut the pie.
You guys okay? Would be on the shooter down. Room 108.
Oh, he really got hurt. He got shot in the finger. Let's see it.
Please help me.
Where are they at? Where do you see them?
I don't know.
Sheriff's office! Sheriff's office! Hey, stop!
So the person running out of the back door is not great, but you could justify as saying, well, if they're the shooter, at least they're getting out of the school. I'm securing the school. There you go, cover.
Sheriff's office, don't move! 42, okay, Tom.
He's doing all right.
Shooter down, shot, room 108. Send all units. Stay on the ground! Do not move! Do you understand?
Command voice, baby. That wasn't bad. You're right.
Help, please help me. I'm hurt.
Oh, just judging on the mustache alone. This guy's not only going to take down the shooter, he's going to get laid while he's there.
Now, if you can, go to the front door. Go on to the front door. Front door's open, it's safe.
Okay, here's a problem I have. It seems like the people teaching this class are really pushing them to like get there as fast as possible. I heard them say earlier, like, don't slow down. You don't have time to talk. You don't have time to do that. They're shooting our kids. They're killing our kids. And that's great if we're always going to accept that it's one shooter. But if there's multiple shooters, which you would have no idea, right? You would just hear shots fired. And even the people calling in and reporting, if they're not two shooters standing beside each other, they're not going to know whether they have two shooters or five shooters. They only see one of them at a time. They don't fucking know. But you're also setting yourself up to get fucking shot in the back. 100%. If you're moving by yourself, I get it, move towards the gunshots, right? But you can't throw everything to the winds and be like, oh, fuck.
Come to me! Go out the front door! Police! Drop the gun, stay in the ground, brother, shot again!
Good command voice.
Drop the gun, push it away from you! Hands above your head! Hands above your head! King's X. 41 kick-on, shooter down, classroom 108.
Zonk.
It's a couple things. Sheriff's office, make your presence known! Sheriff's office! Where's he at? Where's he at?
I don't know.
Sheriff's office, make your presence known!
Pop, pop. God damn, they added another dead body on this one. There was just somebody laying in the doorway. Did you see that?
Do not move, or I will shoot you again! Do not move, or I will shoot you again! Do not move!
Okay, what would you do right now?
Get him in custody, and then remove the guns.
Take a breath. That's the first thing?
I did.
Take a breath, and then you're going to let dispatch know.
That he's down.
See if you can get one of those girls' Instagrams.
And
then like the injuries and stuff.
The room number. We need minutes to come here. Hold on. I mean, you guys hear?
Fuck me.
Yeah, so let's say you have a team of 3, 4, 5, 6 officers moving through a building. Not a big deal if you have rear security and you bypass a shooter and then they pop out. You know what I mean? If you're methodically clearing the place, or you're not methodically clearing the place, you're not checking every door, you're just moving towards gunshots, you've got somebody on rear security. It's not, if you're one person and you're just running as fast as you can towards a gunshot, all someone has to do is watch you go by the door and you come out and shoot you in the back of the fucking head. That's it. There's no defense. Oh God, this bitch is gonna shoot a kid.
Help me. Help.
Help yourself, or.
Go, go, go. Go, 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 go.
Are those regular people?
What did you hear? Oh, watch out. Go down.
She doesn't even have her gun up.
Reload, reload, reload. Reload.
Oh my God.
Drop that bag out. Just slip it out of there. There you go. Make it happen.
Oh my God.
No. Yeah. Drop the weapon.
She already.
Drop the gun or I will shoot you again. Drop the weapon.
Now I would just hold here until.
What else?
County radio 136, suspect down. I need all units in the back classroom.
Okay, take a step.
We were talking about, me and Mariah were talking about high school the other day, and I graduated high school in 2007. Okay. Yeah, she didn't even have her gun up when she walked in the door. She had it like the low ready, I guess. I graduated high school in 2007, and there were at least 2 cops in my town that everybody knew about. The faculty, the police, the school, the student, everybody knew about. One of them was probably 40. The other one was probably in his 50s. And one was dating a 16-year-old and one was dating a 17-year-old that we went to school with. And it was just like, I don't know. It was just like fucking normal.
Classroom 108.
Now step back up to him. Okay. And you're going to still give those commands.
Drop the weapon.
It's okay.
Suspect down. I need all units to classroom 108.
Okay. What else are you going to do?
Do you like your position here?
No, I can find better cover.
Cover or, because these are all kids. What else could we do?
Okay, get closer.
There you go. Because now, right? Because this is the opportunity where we risk everything, right? These are our kids. Okay. So if I'm here, if you touch that gun, I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah,
I need you.
It was like slicing the pie. Like you should enter a room, but they told him, "Oh no, just go in. We got kids dying."
To get behind me, right? And
I understand everybody wants the kids to be saved, but if the cop comes in and gets popped in the side of the head, there's not another cop that shows up for another 30 minutes. How many more kids are going to die? Right? He's at least got to be have at least enough tactical awareness to, kill this guy or whatever, take him out of the fight.
Yes, I'm close to this gun, but if he tries to reach for that, it's a point blank range for me. I can basically tackle him, right? I can do everything right here. Does that make sense? Yep.
All right, Officer 9, you're up.
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
Help me. Please help me. I need your help. I need your help. Please help. Please help.
Good clean shot.
Drop the gun. Put the gun down. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. Not shoot. Keep your head. Don't shoot. Okay. Stay there. Don't move.
Find the room number.
So they come out the suspect down in room 108.
Yeah, Uvalde was bad. They had enough manpower there. They could have built a human shield in front of the guy to fucking stop kids from getting shot. That was fucking insane.
Oh my God, help me.
Somebody's got to be the first guy through the door. But when you've got 2 or 3 guys, yeah, there's a chance somebody's going to get hit, but we're definitely killing the fucking gunman, 100%.
Yeah.
Please help me. I need your help.
Where's he at?
I don't know. I need your help.
Make yourself known.
This guy's just using his sling for the first time. This should be good.
Help.
See what he looks like? Come to me, come to me.
Based.
Drop the gun! Drop it down! Everyone get out! Everyone get out! Stop moving! Show me your hand! He's hurt.
You guys know what zonk is? Anybody ever been in the military?
Oh my God. I need help. Please help.
Index just means exercise. End exercise.
I just need help.
Where's the shooter?
End exercise. Index.
Help.
shooting. Drop the gun! Put the gun down! Show me your hands! Keep going. Show me your hands! Roll over to your side!
Okay, what are you gonna do?
At this point, remove that, call out that.
Hang on.
I have to.
First, we're gonna take a breath.
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna.
Deep breath.
Even in training, okay?
Yep.
We're getting some oxygen back in our brain.
Check myself.
Okay. Where are you at?
I don't know my room number.
Okay, perfect. Find it.
Take it back.
I need help. Please, can you help?
Where is he going? Where is he? Where is he?
Some help. I need help.
Awful fucking bold of you to assume it's a he. Just saying.
Oh my God. Help.
Where is they, the, them?
Oh my God, please help.
He was the first guy to say hands, 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 hands. That's if that's all you can do, that's better than nothing. God damn, he's shooting right through them kids, baby. He shot the fucking string off that kid's neck.
Your hands! 70 minutes through.
He ain't scared of shit, dude.
King's X, King's X, King's X.
Kids aren't thick enough to slow down a bullet enough to, it'll still hit. Got them thin kids.
Where's he at?
I need help.
Where's he at?
I don't know. I just need some help, please. I just need your help. Oh my God. Help. Please help.
I don't know that I could walk past a wheelchair without sitting down in it trying to pop a wheelie.
Shots fired, subject's gonna be down. King's X, King's X. Where you at? Last room on the right down the 108. I'm not 108.
Can you help me, please? I need some help.
Where's that guy at?
Thank you.
We're just gonna have to say some are better than others, okay?
I need your help.
I'll help you as soon as I can. Where's that guy at?
Please help me.
I will help you. Where do you know where that guy's at? Which way did he go?
I don't know. I need your help.
Okay, what happened?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Now, this is probably too much. He is wasting time looking back and forth, just standing there.
Please help me.
I'll help you as soon as I can. Stay. One casualty. Heading to the front door.
Oh my God. Please help. God. Help. Please help.
Doing a good job on the radio. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever passed an empty wheelchair and been like, I'll just keep walking. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Do a little lean back, push forward.
What's next? Next, we clear him, cuff him up. Hold him till squad leader.
Oh my God. God, help.
There are ending credits, and it credits everybody who donates or participates in chat. You're right. Somebody reminds me to play them. We'll be playing them soon. I like the people who use this open shooting lane straight to their left. The people that end up over here, okay. So like this is an amazing shooting lane right here, right? That's great. Right here. Great shooting lane. Right? Everything's open. Yeah, the chairs, who cares? The people that are deciding to move this way and engage, they're being taught to be a moving target, right? Right. Be a moving target when you don't have cover. But now you got all these kids. Look at all these kids you got in fucking crossfire. They're fucking everywhere. Like I said, that one guy even hit the balloon string or whatever.
Six. You need one more.
Okay, stop.
Let's get in there. Get to Diane, right?
I need your
God damn it.
I don't know.
This bitch is going to shoot a kid.
Oh my God.
Here it is. Fix it. There you go. King's X. Go ahead and do your radio traffic.
I'm gonna come to the
Shot a kid running out the door.
Kids are dying. People are getting shot.
I need your help. Can you help me, please?
Yeah. What are you shooting?
Ooh, here is the fucking 1,000-foot, like fucking, mind control fucking take here, okay? What if they're telling them, right? What reverse psychology is what the word I was looking for. What if they're telling them kids are dying, they're killing our kids, to get them to rush? Because that's what would be going through your head, right? I got to get there, got to go. And then later on in the AAR, the after action review, they're saying, well, you know, you had all this stuff running through your head, you rushed past, maybe we missed this, maybe we did this, maybe we put ourselves in a position like this.
I need your help. Oh my God.
That's how you win the Mog Wars.
Police, put your hands up! Hands up! Hands where I can see them! Hands up! Hands up!
Go up on him, baby.
Get your hands.
I got a suicide vest. Get him.
King's X.
Yeah, except for stop right here. Well, if he's still rolling around, what can you do? How can you clear it? Or how can you get to it? Or are you comfortable getting it?
I was gonna go for it.
Okay. Good thing you didn't kick in. That's good. Okay, and now what? Now what are you gonna do?
Location.
Take a deep breath.
Big Willie style.
Put it back in your brain, right? Check your gun. Is it in working condition? Okay. Now you're gonna tell me your location. Where are you?
Honestly, I don't know.
Take 3 steps that way.
Hey there, Angel.
God, I need your help.
Where's he at?
Please, I need some help.
Where's he at?
I need help.
Pellets or soap bullets. Soap bullets fucking hurt. Mini paintballs, plastic BBs.
Oh no, I just need your help. Please help me. Oh my God, please help. Please help.
Hands! Raise your hands! Get down.
Oh, this lefty shooter coming through the fatal funnel.
Raise your hands!
Ooh, dad motherfucker right there.
6 degree coming. Suspect it. Raise your hands!
What would you do now?
I would wait for an additional unit.
What else?
Tells the kid how much aura he's losing for screaming while he's running down the hall.
You said suspects down. How do they know where to come to?
Oh, shit. No.
Where are you? Don't tell me north, south, east, and west, because I don't even know.
Some sort of lab.
Help. Please, I need your help.
Uh-oh.
A little bit. Help.
too far. Go, people are dying. People are dying.
Video can't help you.
Fix it. Fix it. Fix it.
Cover right there.
God damn it!
Okay, what are you gonna do? No, it's not over. What are you gonna do?
1 to 4 suspects down in room 108.
Okay, is he down? Is he down? Get your gun out.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Drop the gun, sir!
So give commands.
Yeah, she was definitely the fastest one to kill a kid sitting at the desk.
The gun!
If you touch this gun, I will kill you.
Get shot again!
Okay, take a breath. Okay, can I hear? What you need to do here? Can I? So what I'm gonna do here, right? Drop the gun and you'll be shot. Do it now. Drop the gun. Do it now. I'm gonna sit here, and I'm gonna wait. Because now I'm in control of this, right? If he tries to shoot me or do anything, I'm going to shoot him at point blank.
Some of the males have had pistols as well.
Okay? These are students. Yeah. Okay?
Get rid of the witnesses.
Can I shoot him safely with these? From that angle? From this angle, right? Because it's down. I don't have to worry about hitting.
And you already killed that one kid, so.
If he tries to pick this gun up, am I going to feel it? Yes. Okay. So it's awkward. Sorry, Higgy, you can get up. It's awkward to want to advance in on that, right? But when we take that angle and he's got that, we have to scan. So we came in, we see that there's an obstacle. I need to be shooting him, and I need to take that different angle.
Shoot, move, and communicate, baby.
Not hitting them. So then I'm going to change, and I'm going to come up. And yes, it's awkward, but again, these kids didn't ask for it. They're all being held hostage. Okay. So you did.
Well, one less now.
Point in, and you can just yell at the ground and do. I want you to walk through that.
Drop the gun, you're done, you're gonna get shot! Drop the gun!
No, okay, keep going.
Drop the gun!
Okay, now what are you gonna do?
Hold here until more back.
Okay. Take a deep breath, right? We're breathing out all our stupid. Is my gun loaded and ready to go so that if he does point that gun, I can shoot him, right? Yes. Okay, now what am I gonna do?
Get out your drop gun and drop it beside the balloon.
I'm gonna still hold in, okay? 54 kitcom, the shooter's down. I'm gonna be in classroom 108. Send all units to me, right? And I'm gonna just sit here, and then I'm gonna wait.
It's a pretty cool video. I've never seen Sergeant Pepper Spray. I thought he did body cam. I've never seen a video like this.
With the red head, right? Move behind me.
Kid with the red head because I shot you and now you're bleeding. Hey, bleeding kid with a bullet wound. What is it, kid? You don't understand? I run around here like you got a hole in your head.
Right?
6'7".
Okay. King's X.
6, 7, 8, 9 millimeter hole. That's what you got there.
Right. Okay. Well done. You did great.
Thank you.
You did awesome. Go. Yeah. Hey, first time, ladies. It's good. Nobody stopped.
They definitely should run through more like real life scenarios in the academy. Yeah. They don't.
No, we still don't. It's too scary. It's too scary. I just want to show, like, hey, FYI, windows.
So they're out of the academy. It's not like they're trainees. She said we should do more in the academy. They don't.
The reason we say this window is because it's behind 2 locked doors. So if you're first on scene, you center punch this window, you rack it, you get in. You're not going to hit any locked doors on the way. Does that make sense?
Do you know?
I think you hit the corner.
Whoa, I don't know if I would put this out there. Are they just telling a school shooter how to get in now?
Scene, you it's too scary. I just want to show, like, hey, FYI, windows. The reason we say this window is because it's behind 2 locked doors. So if you're first on scene, you center punch this window, you rack it, you get in. You're not going to hit any locked doors on the way. Does that make sense?
Do you know?
I think I would have cut that out, guys. Just go through this window and you're not going to hit any locked doors. You can go anywhere you want to in the school.
You hit the corner, right?
Do you guys have your corner punch?
Nope.
Okay. Amazon it. It's gonna save you on like.
Blown away.
They do happen in the city. It's a center. It's literally a spring-loaded pink.
Do you prefer that over one on a knife?
Absolutely. It's like $5 on Amazon. It's a spring-loaded top corner pink.
Center punch.
It worked great on car windows too. When we're driving, both of you wanted to be in like low ready. You wanna drive with it out, okay? So I don't have to point it. You can. There's nobody out there. But then when we come in, when we're saying, so you want to have some like giddy up in your step, and you serpentine. Does that make sense? So you're making yourself a harder target, and you recognize, right? Like it's gonna open. So if I'm looking, and then I should know that there's no doors, that this is a hallway because I can see. So do I need to pause and walk? No, I can run. So right, like the running through this, I'm gonna slow because I know there's something there. I'm gonna serpentine. I know that this is empty, and I'm gonna start doing it like this, right? I'm driving, I don't hear stimulus. These should all be locked down. I get to here, and the stimulus happens, right? At this point, do I care that I need to clear any of this? No. Kids are dying that way. So it's a hustle, right? We're running. We're driving with our gun. We're running. I can still keep my eyes on it, right? And then maybe I start to slow so I can take this corner. I don't see anything. And then I'm driving to the stimulus. Does that make sense? Okay, footwork.
Cool video though. I'm a sucker for pawn shop videos. Let's check this one out while we're here. If you want to support the show, do the Just Quick Tools link that just popped up in the chat. We greatly appreciate it. Or super chat, super sticker, bits, whatever you do. That's all good. Support the show so we can keep it going. If it's somewhere you like to hang out. If you fucking hate the show, don't support the show, dickheads. This is the guy that was just robbed the other day, and we watched that pawn video. I don't know if you guys remember it, but now he's accusing a person of stealing. It says, was she stealing or was it an honest mistake?
Well, you called them all the knobs.
Yes, sir. I got 57 of them. These are all Spydercos. I got.
It's like now they're like knee jerk. Like they just see somebody walking too close to something. They're like, thief, thief.
It's made.
How much you take for that one?
Well, I don't know. I'm just going to offer. I don't know. I'm offering her for this. You shouldn't probably take that stuff.
Ooh, somebody did slip it right in their pocket, didn't they? What was that?
And before we get on with the video, not this Friday, but next Friday, 6:30 Eastern time, we're going to be on Whatnot. You can bookmark that show right there up top. We're going to have a ton of stuff we have to sell, a ton of stuff we're going to be giving away. You can also use that QR code right there for $15 off. We're going to be selling some stuff in the comments.
I gave you a call the other day. I came up from Orlando.
Well, you called about knobs.
Yes, sir. I got 57 of them. I did all the home.
That'll show me.
4 years.
Bury me in money.
No, this is what I did was this is all from this is descriptions out of the brand names and stuff. No, the ChatGPT. Okay, so I did all the homework. So when you do your listings, you can just glean what you want out of it. Okay, and it has the values. Well, the 50. Yeah, so you can glean what you want out of it. Yeah, it saves you a lot of time. I wouldn't save you time. And I have all the pricings of what they go for. And I know that you guys, I'm not getting that price, but this is what they valued at. And when I got here, it was
he asked ChatGPT to value everything that he wanted to pawn.
Spyderco.
And write a description of it.
I got Spyderco. I got Fence Made. And
all knobs.
I have Line Steel, which is Italian, and several other ones. There's 5 of them in here that are numbered. I'm not trying to sell you, I'm just going to give you a couple of details. I did on the back of them, so this big little cable, I numbered them for you it corresponds with this, so that you can see. So the little tape corresponds with the number on there.
So what's your price? I see you got prices here.
Well, this is the high and low as far as what they say the value at. Like I say, ChatGPT did the value. When you check eBay, you can see it pretty close on the values on here. Yeah. So just the high and low. And then when I took the 30%, I know you may be more than that. I know you said you get 60% eBay and then whatever. So I just did 30%. So that would be the difference at 30%, the bottom number. But this is the top number, what they value at right now. Okay. This knife that you're looking at there, like this one here. These, what's kind of interesting about these, this DPX, 50 of these.
How many knives are here total?
57 total.
57?
I don't mind, so if you want to look.
I gave you $57.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to look at them for sure.
Absolutely. Make sure you get them that you're paying. Yeah, but none of them, there's only one that's used. I originally bought them on eBay. This is probably 10 years ago. I bought these a long time ago. Almost all these are over 10 years old. A lot of them are discontinued.
The thing about knives is, even with these, man, I mean, I know you know where you got them from or whatever, but they fake knives big time. Like, big knives are faked. Benchmade knives are faked.
Yes, I know.
That's right.
I promise you that.
So, yeah, you bought them off.
You can get them on TikTok shop.
Or bought them wherever. I know you probably bought them all over the place, but.
No, I got them all from eBay.
So,
I used to have a DPX Hest, I think was the name of the knife, in Desert Tan. It was a fixed blade though. It wasn't a folder.
Well, I was hoping for somewhere in here. I know this is what this value is. Like I say, ChatGPT.
You gotta remember, man. If you sell these on eBay, they're taking 13%.
I know. So that's why.
Even if you get one of these for a price, right? Even if you got the lower end, I mean, I don't know what.
Well, this is why I'm saying this.
That people are doing that. It's fucking AI psychosis, man. It's fucking wild. Tell them what you told me, Cynthia.
This is the lower end. According to
I got a knife guy.
Well, no, I'm just saying this is the values that I came up with.
But I'm saying if I got this, right?
What's weird is I got a Bort guy. Every time Bort moves somewhere in Vegas, I got a guy that's like, figured it out. Here's where he's at.
This is worst case scenario for me. I got this. And they take 13%. Well, that's only leaving me 17% of what it would make if it got, that, which would be worst case scenario for me. So I look at it, and then, I mean, you got a lot of work and listing and selling and all that. So it's not that the product's not good. These are good knives. They're quality. They're good. They're like this one looks like it's been, used or something.
It's not used. It's not.
There's no way that's a new knife.
It's just it is. It's just a little dirty, but it's what I'm saying.
Here's the DPX knife I had that I carried for a long time, but it's a fixed blade. It's hard to carry a fixed blade all the time. I carried it on my pack overseas. I had it for a long time. I still have it somewhere. I just don't carry it anymore.
No, there's no way that one's. It's never been used. The blade. See, the blade's never been.
I'm saying you can never sell that as new. That's.
Well, this is just because this is the type of this material.
If they've been handled and stuff, I mean, they might have never cut nothing, but they're not new. That's. I mean, if I sold you a new knife and you got that in the box, would you? I wouldn't think it was new. I mean, it's definitely been handled. So, and I'm not trying to like down cut you or wear you down or nothing, but like putting out $7,000, I got to be kind of sure on what I can get for it and what it's going to be.
I understand. Yeah.
I'm not trying to.
$7,000 for 56 knives. Is that what he just said?
Like this one's nice. I haven't seen this knife. This was a I've seen they have one of these that's like blue and like a Damascus blade. That's beautiful. But I've seen this knife before. That was nice.
Those couple just maybe from handling. It probably could have been. I probably should have wiped it. They probably can come clean, honestly, because they've never been used.
But there might be something like this one. You might, if it's serial number 2 and it's real and it's good, then it might go for.
I mean, I realize.
Stupid,
Yeah, and I realize with these, I'm gonna lose some money out of it only because they're not in their box. Yeah. If you had the boxes, I know you'd be a lot happier because the boxes are. They just have the pouches and not the boxes.
What number 15 goes for?
I think it was this one.
15's got 110 to 150.
This was $65 brand new over here.
What? How long is it?
Well, it's been like a few years back. A few years ago, that same one, the Lion Steel, at 87. This one here. And it's sold for $65. I mean, I'm just trying to find some comps on them to see.
I understand. No, I understand.
See, all these are different.
Yes.
See, and this is one right here. Like this one's brand new with the box, and this sold for $130, brand new with the box. Sold on February 1st, and got $250 to $300. How much did it sell for? One sold for a used one sold for $111, a new one sold for $130, one sold for $150, one did sell for $219, one took an offer on it for $150, one sold for $129, $180, one sold for $190.
Be honest with you.
So that's what I'm saying. Like there might be some that go way over, but this one right here is you got $250 to $300, and it's never sold for $250 in the last recent 3 or 4 months.
To be honest with you, I didn't go through eBay and check all this. ChatGPT come up with these prices.
And that's good for some stuff, but some stuff it's.
See, see how it did it. It came up with its own pricing.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm probably not going to want to hear this, but I'm probably more in like $5,000 range on it. Because some of them are like you're not going to be able to sell some of these as new and not having the boxes. I mean that hurts a little bit. And that's just for me to resell them all.
That's right. I give you 9 inches, but it takes 3 visits.
If it was like one knife, I could sell that one and make my money. But when you're talking, they're 50 something, 57 of them is what's on here. But I don't know where your bottom dollar is on.
I mean, I can't argue with you only because I didn't look up these values.
I didn't look at every single one. There might be some in there that are more. Right. In my opinion, there's going to be a few that are more, some that are right on, some that are way.
I can't argue with you because I did not look up. I use ChatGPT to get values, so I did not look up each one. So realistically,
well, do you have a counter on this?
Huh?
Do you have a counter? Yeah, he's saying he's 5, and you're saying that you're at whatever, the mid, the high, the min, the max, and you're willing to negotiate.
Well, if you do 55, I'd be willing to go 55. I did a lot of work to try to get it all done.
That's a lot of work. I know, man. I agree. Yeah, I'll do 55 if you want to do 50. If you're comfortable with it, I don't want you to sell them if you with these.
Well, they've been sitting in the safe for all these years, and they're not doing much.
Yeah, they ain't doing you no good in the safe.
Sitting in the safe, to be honest with you.
I'll do that if you want.
So, and if you're comfortable with that, I'm good with that.
Okay. You want these boxes?
Yeah, I saw that the other day too. If you can do no rotation, 1 flip, 2 flip, and it automatically adjusts the rotation to stick every time.
These things I can put all in a box. No, want this one back at least? It's up to you.
No, it's missing something here, so it's junk.
I'm just kidding. If you don't want it, I'll take it.
I'm not going to really keep it or do anything.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Just need ID from it.
Oh, this must be yards. It's a yard sale video. Okay, that's where she's stealing from.
That was hers, so.
This guy started, even though he runs a pawn shop, his channel started because he does yard sale stuff.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. You probably already sold any gold stuff you had.
I did. I came and wiped me out.
Did he? Yeah.
How much was that stuff? Expensive? Well, it was gold stuff that like my that I had won through Mary Kay and different things. So yeah.
Yeah, gold's super high right now.
Had a gold-filled watch from like 1940 and some rings and some mismatched broken things. So.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
The rest is, yeah, he went through it like a fine-tooth comb and got anything that was worth anything, so the rest is pretty much costume jewelry.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, you got your little thing. I said, I don't know what's real and what's not, so.
Yeah.
He paid me $300. I don't know how high gold is, but that's what I got. Well, there's sterling silver.
Yeah, you got screwed.
Most of it was sterling silver, only a couple gold pieces. But if you do have a card, I am bringing back some more.
You can come by the shop. It's all free. We tell you what everything's worth. You sell what you want. Don't sell anything if you don't want to. We just let you know what it's worth.
Okay.
And if there's stuff you want to sell for that, that's what we do. So stop by and, even if you get another price somewhere else, just don't sell it. Come get a couple. And you should anyway. You should get a couple prices on your stuff. Yeah. Just to make sure what it's worth.
Well, that's like anything. If you're not real familiar with it.
Yeah, if you're not sure. Exactly. Yeah.
My parents thought for years that their fucking meal ticket for retirement was going to be Avon bottles. I grew up with some mom saying, "Don't touch it, that's my Avon bottles."
I recognize that too. My copper horse. Yeah, that's mine. I just have my earrings in there, so I grabbed it. Yeah, I don't want that to get. But that was the RCR coming to my mother used to sell that. So did I. That's where she got it from.
So I had to pause the video real quick. As you can see right there, my dad reached up, turned off the GoPro. I guess he was thinking the lady wasn't going to bring any out. The lady ended up bringing some stuff out, showing it to him, and the camera was off, and he turns it back on, and it cuts right to when he's looking at it.
That's what you said. Good morning. Hi, how are you? Good. How about yourself? Beautiful day. We got to be good, don't we? I forgot my speaker. I was going to get to put on some music. Where's your CD player, Mom? That's why it's not charged. No, I don't have the cord for it. Yeah. I got a buy cord right there. I don't know what happened to it. The cord I thought was the cord for it, wasn't it?
God, it sounds like he's enjoying himself, huh?
You don't have a Bluetooth speaker in there. I love the peace and quiet. See, that's the difference between younger people and older people. We like the peace and quiet. I don't like all this noise all the time. Hey, boy, when we go to restaurants, a lot of times I won't go to restaurants. There's a lot of people. Can I look in the box? Yeah, you go buy all that.
I'm going to offer something on it.
How about what's left in the box?
I didn't even look at it really, but probably not.
Can I look?
Yeah, no.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for something from
This is like silver stuff here.
Okay.
There's some silver stuff there. I don't know what that is, but the stuff here. I don't know.
A lot of mouth noises. Yeah,
that might be
it was weird.
I don't know.
That one. Oh, it's free.
I bet you we had hundreds of Avon bottles. They'd buy them at yard sales and do this and do that. And I don't even know if my mom even did Avon because it wasn't it like an MLM or some shit. But somehow we had Avon bottles.
This is going to Goodwill anyway.
I came a little. I mean,
but I think
it is what it is.
I don't see nothing here. Yeah, I think that's silver, and there's a couple little silver things.
My daughter is. Oh, yeah.
They put it on the necklace.
She's had record. Yeah, she's had like 14 cats.
Okay, so she's going through it,
Big double digger.
messing with it.
I like this ring.
Yeah.
Is that white gold?
No, it's silver.
How much you take for that one?
Well, I don't know. I'm just going to offer. I'm offering her for this. She shouldn't probably take that stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I thought I had this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, no, I doubt it.
Damn, thieving bitch.
If you buy all that, I'd be interested in that because it's silver.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll buy it.
Okay.
But I know you want $5. Yes, I mean, that's, did you have your, what you can tell me?
This stuff here is 10 carat, that's 14, and these are silver. But
these aren't silver? These should be because they're also potted. Or that one should be for sure.
this one is.
And these two.
Yeah, this one is.
I don't know if, what's
Oh, yeah, I can see that one up under there.
I don't know if that's real.
Yeah, let me look at it, I can tell you. Yeah, this isn't.
Okay, that's custom.
Yeah, well, it's not marked anything, they're almost always going to be marked.
Sure.
I've got a magnet and I can check it, but it's probably not real.
Okay. Okay, these were 10 carat you said? Or what were?
These were 10 and these were 14, and this is just silver. Silver stuff. I would do $1,350 if that's what you want to do. If you don't want to do, it's fine. Or if you want $1,350 for this right here. $1,350. And anything you want, you can take out. I'm not.
Yeah, no. Could you do just a little bit more?
What are you thinking? Like 14 maybe?
Yeah.
Like 1,400?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're good with that, I'll do that.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So leave me a comment and let me know what you think.
That old lady stuck one of the earrings in her pocket and said, "Oh, I thought it was the other thing I had in my hand or whatever."
In the recap, there's a giveaway for y'all today. Silver Eagle, just genuine, graded. We'll get to that in a minute. So to skip from the first to the second part, my dad went to the yard sale. She had a bunch of costume jewelry. They started talking about jewelry. She said a guy bought some. They talked some more. He gave her a card and ended up turning off the camera. She actually went in, brought more out, set it down. They were going through it, and that's when the lady comes over. So some people maybe wonder why I blurred her. It was just because what I think happened and what you could probably prove what happened is two different things. So I didn't want to, if what she said was really what she was doing, I didn't want to accuse her of it. So
the sex toy parties. I've heard about them, and Mariah had a friend that did one, but I don't think Mariah went to it. But my mom never sold Avon or Tupperware or any MLM, but we always ended up with that shit somehow.
Let me know, in your opinion, in the comments, what you think the situation was. Going back to the first part was the knives we bought. There was some really nice knives in there. I've bought some knives before. Benchmade, I can kind of tell. Spyderco. But I bought some fixed blade knives one time. Some in there were fake. Some were good. So you got to be very careful when buying them.
Yeah, a bunch of ladies get. It's a good way to get laid, right? Your lady goes to like the sex toy party, whatever, gets all hot and bothered talking about sex toys and whatever, and comes home and you get laid. So.
A lot of nice knives in there. There was some lower end knives in there, but we paid them $5,000. We paid them $5,500 for the lot. And
either that or she becomes a lesbian. Either way, win-win.
Pretty good on them. A lot of times, if you want that top high dollar for those knives, you're gonna have to sell them on eBay. If I put them knives in here, a $300, $400 knife in here, rarely are they gonna sell. But there was definitely some cool, nice, expensive stuff you don't see every day, discontinued stuff. There was some nice knives in there. All right, so let's get to the giveaway. Like I said earlier, link in the description for the cookies. We'll grab the comments. Like I said earlier, next What Not show, not today, next Friday, 6:30 Eastern time. We got giveaways all night long, tons of different stuff. And let me know what y'all think in the comments of that last video. What do you think the case was with that? Another thing is, I am building a website, so we get a lot of people that call.
I do not like this. So he's got this is so, I don't know, that gave me a headache. He's got face tracking on, but he's not moving enough to be using face tracking. He's just like fucking. Watch.
So, that last video, what do you think the case was with that? Another thing is,
I feel like I'm on meth.
So we get a lot of people that call and try to buy stuff from us and all that. I am building a website.
Like if you're going to stay this stationary, there's no need for face tracking. You can move in and out of the frame and shit, or to the edges of the frame. This is like for when you're moving much more and it actually needs to track. This is, I don't know. Fuck me up.
A month or two. I'll let everybody know once it's done. And then.
Oh, yeah.
Like those knives. I know tons of people call on those knives. We don't ship.
You donated, so you'll be at the top of the credits, Fell Runner.
You know, just by calls and taking things. So we're building a website where we can put that kind of stuff on and people that see in the videos can actually buy it. But here we go. We got comments and we're going 15 seconds. Yep, 15 seconds to a winner for the Slab Silver Eagle. Can y'all think of anything else? Nothing. And the winner is going to be, it's a long 15 seconds. Kalo. So Kalo 333, call the shop. MJ Pawn, Winter Haven, Florida. You have 1 week to claim the prize. If you don't claim it within a week, then throw it back in and keep it moving. But I appreciate y'all. Thanks for everybody that shares the channel, comments, likes it, tells other people about it, comes into the shop. We appreciate y'all so much, and I'll see y'all next week.
I guess I'm done with the pond, guys. I got a bunch more clips. We'll probably cover them later. Yeah, cover them tomorrow or something. Oh, one more thing before we go. You guys know that like the biggest fucking sewer system in America is like fucking just shooting out goddamn raw sewage all over fucking Maryland and shit right now. And it has been for like months.
Welcome to the poop water situation, ground zero. This is where the spill is currently at.
Oh, that's steam coming off that shit water.
That's a very cool piece of machinery. I'm essentially in a steam room, but with raw and treated sewage. It still smells awful. All right, we are back. Currently at the poop water situation.
It's just not making a whole lot of, I mean, it's making local news, but it's the largest fucking raw sewage spill ever.
Last time. So what I'm thinking is, okay, well, we'll see if the water's still being drained right down here. And
it's all from like DC and shit, dude. It was like blowing manhole covers and shit. It was something wrong with a lift pump and a collapsed pipe. And they were saying it was going to be months before it's fixed. And right now it's just running out like on this wooded area and down the road and shit.
The poop water situation is now a national disaster. Over 240 million gallons of raw sewage has confirmed to have ran right out in the Potomac River.
It just now got declared a national disaster.
Between DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And it seems like they've tried to prevent this before, because last year, DC Water announced a sewage pipeline project and renovation that would keep the rivers cleaner. But unfortunately, roughly half a year later, the largest sewage leak in U.S. history happened right here. You know, Merry Christmas.
Man, if you own a kayak, you talk about some brown whitewater.
It was full. But I noticed the situation on the 23rd of January and realized no mainstream media source was covering it. So I decided to go down to ground zero of the poop water situation myself because it was crazy that nobody was talking about this. And I started off by going to the trail looking for signs of sewage running into the river. And wow, yeah, I sure found it.
All right, let there be light. Oh my gosh, dude. I guess obviously the storm has been here. The signs are still here for sure. It definitely still smells bad here.
Wonder why.
Okay. Why does it feel like I'm out here playing the Slender Man or something like that for a YouTube video? I think I walked over here last time. I think this is the trail I followed. I'm surprised we still have snow, like weeks after my original video. So when I filmed my first video here, it was literally the day of the snowstorm hitting DC. What I actually like about this massive flashlight also is it's so bright that it's actually lighting up perfectly for me to film a selfie video. Okay, wait, let's see. Okay, more sewage signs. I'm pretty sure this is where I was standing, where the sewage was running out, but now I'm worried that like I'm actually walking where the sewage was once running, which is absolutely gross if true. I keep getting whiffs of it though. Yeah, this is it. it still smells awful. It's not free flowing anymore. So this is where the massive run out was.
Not flowing, it's just sitting there.
Yeah, this is just.
It seems like it's still flowing, but it's not like rapids. Look at this. Hold on. So watch the small video he posts. The last time he did a video on this, it was running like rapids.
It still smells awful. It's not free flowing.
Look, that looks like a goddamn river, and it's all shit from DC.
Anymore. So this is where the massive.
It's like a fucking river.
Lingering. Yeah, this is just a pool of very dangerous water that smells awful. Again, this feels like a freaking. What am I doing? I'm out here in the forest in the middle of nowhere, Maryland, past dark. I mean, this literally plays like a POV horror game. I don't even want to get into my own head by saying this too much. Oh man, I'm getting out.
The Mexican cartel stuff is all over the fucking news.
Okay. So last night I went back to check on it. Now, quite a bit of progress has happened, but not before it got worse. Because the first week of the uncontrolled sewage leak had DC Water declaring 40 to 60 million gallons of raw untreated sewage entering the Potomac every day. And at that point, no bypass had been installed yet. So the conservative baseline was 200 to 300 million plus gallons. And then in the following 2 weeks, there were no full containment. So millions more leaked each day. And once fully contained, there's been several leaks, including 600,000 gallons on Super Bowl Sunday due to a clogged pipe. And here this Twitter account claims that now DC Water admits full containment. Doesn't mean 100% diverted from the Potomac each day. It's well above 500 million gallons as of 1 to 1.5 weeks ago. At least 6 weeks into build permanent bypass. And apparently it'll take 6 weeks to build permanent bypass. And now they're saying it'll take 9 months to repair the original block/crushed 72-inch pipe. And they're also alleging that the bypass uses
a 72-inch pipe. That's a big fucking pop of shit.
Old C&O canal and open ground-based diversion. So every second the raw sewage is still touching the ground on its diversionary path, as you're about to see right here.
Oh boy. Okay, so what have they done since last time? Well, it seems like they've definitely stopped that massive flow right there that we just saw of the raw and treated sewage going straight into the Potomac. That's positive. But there are people saying that what they did was they diverted it into the canal, which I think runs into the Georgetown Canal, but I'm not fully sure. So we're gonna check that out. And I guess we can go see if the poop water geyser is still there, because that was crazy. That's one of the craziest things I've seen in a while.
Geyser.
Just a geyser of raw sewage flowing up through a manhole. One thing I didn't prepare for again was how cold it was going to be. I don't even have the polyester on today. But again, massive credit to all the workers. It seems like they are still literally working around the clock to fix this. My big worry is, so this really smells here. My big worry is when the weather starts heating up, how much this is going to stink. I did see a recent post by DC Water where they confirmed that 250 million gallons of raw and treated sewage flowed right out into the Potomac. But by the smell of it, this is where it is right now. Why did I not bring a mask? What's wrong with me? Why didn't I bring a mask? So now it's all running there.
Hell yeah.
So it seems like all the workers were up here where the original
like a steam room.
So let's go check on that. But they've definitely, this is all brand new. They've fenced off this entire, I mean, this is literally raw untreated sewage. So wherever it's running there. I don't know if that ends in the Georgetown Canal or not, but I guess it's not flowing to the Potomac anymore from what we can tell here. I don't know if it does way further down the run, but let's walk the same lap that we did earlier and see if we can cross that bridge and get over to where the other workers are and the potential poop water geyser that's over here. I turned off the Giga flashlight as well because I feel like I'm bringing a lot of attention to myself by beaming it up like this. Like, it's a little bright. Why did I do that? I just blinded myself so bad. Oh, this is the bridge I crossed earlier. I guess I don't have access to cross it anymore, I don't think. And I'm not gonna jump a fence. Can confirm though, raw sewage smells terrible. I might need a new approach. I might need to go around. I might need to walk where the road is because this fence just continues. All right, let's head on over to the poop geyser. Oh my gosh. So like I've been walking along this trail and I've just been trying not to puke. And I just realized I'm seeing all of this steam come up from the raw and treated sewage. I'm essentially in a steam room, but with raw and treated sewage.
Oh yeah.
This is hands down the worst time to not be wearing a mask ever.
It takes years and tons of environmental studies and proposals and architects and drawings, and it takes so long to build treatment plants.
I feel like this is one of the dumber ideas.
That's why the treatment plant that I worked at in Johnson City was fucking operating from like the fucking 50s, and we're still going with the most with the worst fucking equipment, right? It wasn't good equipment at all. We had fucking screw lift pumps. Like we spilt more water than we fucking lifted up into the pump. It's crazy.
The
or into the plant.
Steam here as well. Oh my gosh. All right, so sorry, I'm so distracted. I actually have to puke. All right, let's go around. Let's just get out from this area. Oh my. All right, so we actually have a bunch of people in the command center. Yeah, DC Mobile Command Center. That's what it said. I was speculating on that earlier. All right, so hopefully I don't get kicked out of here.
Yeah, efficiency was what I mean, it worked, right? But it was like the fucking least efficient way to do everything.
They have a generator running there. Here's all the stuff they've been routing, I guess, into the canals or back into the sewage. Slightly confused, honestly. I guess
2d6 damage for the entire time that you're in the poop cloud.
We can check the Georgetown Canal after this to see if any water flow is now there. But I guess we kind of just have to hike up here for a little bit. Oh, I don't feel comfortable. This is on the side of a road, though. There's probably safer ways for me to do this, honestly. But at this point, I'm out of ideas. Also, it's freezing. I am so underdressed for this. flashlight is so overpowered. This is the coolest device I've ever bought in my life. And the camera's not even doing justice for how much I can see. I'm just trying to keep it like down because I don't want to blind a single car with this thing. The goal is to cover the poop water geyser, not to cause a car accident. But just like everything else that we cover here on this channel, it gets so much worse. Because we talked about it briefly earlier, but Super Bowl Sunday happened on the 8th of February. And I guess the entire city decided to take a dump at the same time during halftime. And
oh no.
Caused a new leak.
No. Everybody took a shit at halftime.
Wet wipes as well, so awesome, guys. I mean, at this point, the poop water situation isn't crazy, it's diabolical. Then, to make things worse, there's now reports of it taking 9 months to fix. But the reporter Martin Ostermuel addressed this saying, there's been lots flying around on social media about how DC Water said it will take between 9 to 10 months to fix the broken portion of the Potomac Interceptor that led to more than 200 million gallons of sewage spilling right into the Potomac River. I'm told that's right and wrong. The immediate repairs to the broken position of the interceptor pipe, I'm told, should take between 4 to 6 weeks. A broader pre-existing plan to reinforce and rehabilitate the 2,700-foot section of the pipe where around it broke is expected to take 9 to 10 months. So let's go check on that. All right, we're now approaching what was more that was just running into the forest there of the untreated sewage water. Now, at least they're running it underground to that canal.
Why didn't they plan for a massive halftime shit?
That we looked at earlier. I'm just trying not to walk where there's an active situation going on. I'm just walking past all these generators here. All right. Welcome to the poop water situation, ground zero. The poop water geyser was over here. I think the workers, no, there's definitely workers over here. Okay, yeah. Yeah, they have massive pumps here. So this is where the poop geyser used to be. It was like right there. And now they have all this heavy duty equipment, pumping it underground to the canals. Are you guys pumping everything into the canal now? Because it used to be reflowing on top? Okay.
Yeah, there's workers currently working on it.
Okay. Very cool. So I'm just covering the local thing of what's going on. You don't mind me standing right there and filming it, or when do you want to film? This is the pump. You want to film the pump? Yeah. I can walk you over here. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yes, sir. Wow.
Giant fucking lift pumps, bro.
That's a very cool piece of machinery. Thank you so much for being out here, guys, and thank you for letting me film this. Hope you have a wonderful night. Okay, so they're using that massive pump to then pump, I guess, what was the leak into the canal to then send it onward. Where it ends, I don't know. Hopefully that water is going to be treated. But again, I mean, with a spill this big, what do you even do with that water? That's the, like, so hopefully they're able to recapture it, but also, like, the leak already happened. So all they can really do is try to contain it as much as humanly possible. But this is what we have right now. Here you have another massive pump. Wow. And DC Water just officially confirmed that 243 million gallons of sewage leaked into the river, which is the equivalent of almost 369 Olympic-sized pools. So again, last time I was here walking, right out there, you had this like sewage water river flowing straight through, which honestly kind of seems to have like just destroyed all vegetation out there. Like this is just, that's cooked.
Well, it was underwater for 3 months.
But now they're pumping it underground. So at least we're making some progress. But again, where it's going, I don't know. I will try to find out as soon as I get home though. So I think the next thing to do is I want to walk alongside. I want to check out the canals because I want to make sure they're not running to put it somewhere. So DC border. I mean, I can confirm this is probably the stinkiest topic ever covered on YouTube because this is awful. I mean, all the steam there, I guess it's just steam from raw and treated sewage. So again,
I worked at a treatment plant.
If I come here a third time, I'm bringing an N95 mask. I don't care. I mean, I should care.
Not as bad as like burning human flesh. So
I don't know why I didn't bring it this time. I don't know why I didn't bring it the first time. I should have learned from the first time. The first time was awful. Second time, I don't know. Fool me once, fool me twice. Okay, I'm not gonna get fooled the third time. Bring a mask. Because there's security here. Security was not here earlier. All right, the moment of truth to see if the Georgetown Canal rumor is true. Yeah, no, it's not true. They're not running the sewage right down through the Georgetown Canal. The channel.
Right through Main Street.
Ran through. Okay, on that note, I'll see myself out. So I found out they're using the canal as a diversion for the sewage instead of letting it flow right back into the river. It then flows back into a working sewer further down the canal. So hopefully they solve the open body of sewage water laying in the canal though. But hopefully they solve the open body of sewage water laying in the canal though, because that was just straight up putrid. But unfortunately, this massively set back the swimmable Potomac River campaign. Because at the end of the day, I feel like everyone wants clean rivers in the cities they live in, but that requires our cities to actually update the outdated infrastructure and aggressively find and fix leaks. The big problem before the massive leak was that every time it rained, the rainwater would then overrun the outdated sewage system, forcing it to.
That was our problem at the plant I worked at. Not like a, sprinkle or whatever, but if it was raining hard, dude, I've seen a man, I might have a video of this. I'll look. I've seen a manhole cover, which weighs a few 100 pounds, right? Manhole covers are thick, heavy, can't just go fucking pick one up like they do on like cartoons. I've seen a manhole cover 5 foot in the air riding a shit geyser, which most of it's rainwater, but still. And it just perfectly balances on top of the geyser. It's insane.
to dump excess water into the Potomac, which includes raw untreated sewage. And this is because older cities use combined sewer systems, meaning it's all one pipe that carries the toilet waste, sinks, showers, and rainwater from the streets and so on. So on a dry day, everything goes to the wastewater treatment plant. But when it rains a lot, the pipes can't handle the sudden water volume, so it opens overflow outlets and dumps the excess directly into the Potomac. It's safe to say that that needs to be updated so it doesn't happen. Obviously, that is not an overnight thing, nor will it be cheap to do, but I wanted to explain this to as many people as possible so we know why there's so much E. coli in our rivers in America. Because if people don't know, there's no incentive to fix it. And obviously, the latter I just talked about, that's not the 250 million gallons of wastewater leaking into a river, you know, the combined.
You just have to make enough fucking noise most of the time. Like no one came to fix our plant.
Pipes, that's not only a DC problem. That's also a New York, San Francisco, Boston, Philadelphia, and so on and so on. So many major cities in the US have that same problem. So hopefully key infrastructure in our cities get upgraded sooner than later. But hey, other than that, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe because I'm trying to hit 2 million subscribers. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow. Peace.
All right, guys. You want to see the credits? You want to roll the credits? Is that where we're at? Thank you all for joining us. Please consider supporting the show while we're offline. That's how I pay the bills around here. Keep the office paid for, all that nonsense, right? So support the show with that link. If you do support the show, you leave a donation, you do something like that, please make sure you leave a message. I like to thank everybody. You can also do it privately through PayPal or whatever, but I like to thank people if you're going to leave a donation. Thank you for the support tonight. Thank you for watching, hanging out, and chat with me. Yeah, let's roll the credits. Let's see how they do. Let's see if it works. Fell Runner with $5. Thank you very much. Stream participants. Maybe it's going too fast. Look for your name. I know people are listed twice for the restream thing, but still. Thank you for being part of the stream. You guys have a good night. We'll see you on the next one. I should have played the music while I was going, but whatever.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to...
Yeah, it looks for the music. Is it too fast? Should I slow it down?
The fork and balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have to...
Oh, it slowed itself down. How the fuck?
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic.
That's a little bit slow. I refreshed it, so it'll be good for the next one.
Stupid shit. Where my true believer? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord and to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshiping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit.
Feel Runner says, North gonna be sad he wasn't featured.
Bart, 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 Bart.
Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set.
Rob5252 says, you need to have special guest viewer board.
Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms.
Legend of Britzelda says, board 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 board.
This is gonna be it. Wait. Stop.
Legend of Britzel says. Hope you all have a boardable day tomorrow.
Dude, come on. Seriously. My mom's an alcoholic. Oh, give me a... Oh, my God. Damn it.
Here we go, I think I started some shit.
Rob 5252 says. LOL.
You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit.
All right, I'm turning it off. You guys have a good night. Let me see. Bye.
Feel Runner says. LMAO aboard for every pod. Feel Runner says. LMAO abort for every pod.
Abort in every hand and abort for every pod.